Disclaimer. Welcome to Two Cops, One Donut podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Two Cops, One Donut, its host, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening. All right, welcome back to Cops, One Donut. I am your host, Erik Lavigne. With me is the Banning Sweatland and our special guest tonight, the former retired deputy Houston Gas. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Thank y'all for having me tonight.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. So we're going to give people a little bit of time to jump on here. Going to give you a little bit of the background of what we got going on tonight. So when you do listen to this audio later, this episode's going to be about Houston and his situation in law enforcement. Basically, long story short, Houston got blasted in the face by a shotgun. So if you care to hear that whole story, we're going to talk about it. And we got some graphic pictures. Houston shared all of the pictures throughout his process. We're going to be sharing all of those, and we're going to be talking about that story. And then we're going to jump into our body cam live reviews. And that's what we do. So if you're listening, you're like, what are you talking about? We've never watched you before, and we want to know what the body cam live reviews is. What we do is we pull up a bunch of random body cam videos that we've never watched, hopefully. And if we have happened to watch them, we'll tell you we've seen it. We'll kind of back away out of it. But we will watch these body cams live, and we will pretend as though we're the officers in the call. And then we'll pause it, and we'll discuss as they get going of how we would respond. And you're like, okay, what's the benefit to that? The benefit is you kind of get an inside look at how training in policing is. And it can vary from state to state, city to city, officer to officer. So having Houston on here, he's going to be able to partake in that stuff as well and go off of his training and experience. Banning's going to be able to go off his. I'm going to go off mine. And yeah, gives you guys a chance to chit chat with us and discuss. Now, if you are partaking in the discussion, we have something new to offer to y'all. We opened up a Discord channel. So if you can check out the chat, I'm going to post that one more time in here and invite you guys to come over to that. We are really starting to take the Discord serious. We're going to start using it in combination with our what's up, Steve Wallace? I see he's in the house. Just want to make sure I say hello to Steve. He always makes every episode. But what we're going to do with our Discord channel is we're going to offer you some behind-the-scenes stuff. We're also getting a Patreon going. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer some behind-the-scenes stuff, some pre-game stuff, so like as we're prepping for the show, and then some post-game stuff. And another thing that we're going to offer you guys on the Discord channel when you sign up with our Patreon and stuff like that is a members only channel to discuss and talk with the TCOD crew. And then we're also going to start trying to offer Q&A sessions with all of our special guests. So for instance, if we had it set up, which we don't yet because it's still new, but this is the idea, we would have Houston on after the show. And then you guys would be able to jump in there and ask the questions and talk to him about more of what he had to talk about for the show. So what do you think about that, Banning?
I think it's awesome, man, and I think it's a great idea. I mean, just our bloopers, if you will, when we're going through the technical. You know, I've been doing this with you for over a year, and I still can't control alt delete out of a wet paper bag, man. And you help me through everything. Houston and I are probably both kind of on the same level. We're operators out there in the field. We can deal with the bad stuff that just like you, but you have that technical background and you've learned a lot, Erik. But Houston now is learning it because he's retired, and I'll let him say, you know, what company he's working for and everything. But I think it's a great idea, man. It's going to be huge. The Discord, the Patreon, everything, and I think our community is going to love it.
Yeah, we're trying. And guys, when we get to talking about the money situation, when we're like, donate to our page, this is why. the money that you've put into YouTube with us, and I found out from our community, from like people like Mr. Billfold and Harrison Brock and some of these other guys, YouTube is ripping us off. I hope we don't get taken off alive for saying that. They're getting, close to half of what you guys are donating, which, cool. They're giving us a platform to get out there, but we've grown enough now that we can start offering stuff back. So we're trying to upgrade for y'all. Like I said, the money doesn't go to us. We put it back into the show so we can produce better things. Mike Cucumber, what's up, brother? Thanks. I love the last name too. Is that your real last name, Mike? Is it really Cucumber? Because I know he heard all his life, I'm as cool as Mike. Cool as a cucumber.
Knew it was coming.
Mr. Billfold, I sit with Alan. Alan was having internet troubles. I don't know if he's going to be able to get on here tonight or not. So usually he's in the background, but we weren't able to do that tonight. But yes, Mike, thank you very much for the donation. Another thing that we have to offer to you guys before Mr. Billfold, are you okay, Mike? Before you guys get going too crazy on the YouTube donations, like I said, they take all of our money. So another thing we have is we just got set up on Buy Me a Coffee. So I am going to pull that up and offer that as another spot for you guys to donate instead of what we've got with and now I'm looking for the link as I'm talking about it. Give me 1 second, y'all. But Banning, tell them about talking last night, what we found out on Discord.
Man, it was just it's obviously we have a great community that engages with us, and you guys are truly the ones that grow this. You guys tell us what you want to see. What I love is you put your honest opinions out there. Mr. Billfold has zero filter, so we get the 100% honest opinion, and that's what's needed in America and everything. So, Mr. Billfold, thank you for that, and everybody else as well. I'm just bringing up one, but there's dozens of you that do that. But talking on Discord last night was really interesting. It was my first time using a new technology, and if I could figure it out, anybody can figure it out. But all of us being in there, just talking, shooting the shit, so to speak, and being able to click, Eric and I were able to click on our cameras and talk to the people that are joined with us, man. It was friggin' amazing. I liked it.
Yeah, we were up. Poor Billfold. I don't think he slept for work. So that's another thing that we offer is you get to
work deprivation.
Yeah, you get sleep deprivation. You don't get to go to work. It's your best benefit there. But like Mike Cucumber said, I don't answer questions. Perfect fucking answer. Which it does bring up a good point. Listen, there's nothing anybody can do to make you talk.
Nope.
So if you feel uncomfortable, say I don't answer questions. It works. Works every time.
Yep, absolutely.
When cops start questioning you, don't answer questions. Marine Blood, I want to give him a shout out. He has been instrumental, along with Brian Thompson, Alan, and Deadleg, on getting this Discord up and running properly. My cousin is now in the fold. I tried to give him admin rights, but I don't know how to work it that well, so I don't think I gave him permissions on being able to do that. So, But yeah, Eric, it's all listed in the Discord, so it should be easy to find. Yeah, well, one of the problems is the donations channel isn't showing up for people. So that's one of the things that we were trying to get up there. So I am pasting the Buy Me a Coffee thing if you guys don't want to give your money to YouTube. So you've got options. We got that going now. So with that said, we're 10 minutes in almost. Let's get to our guest. He's over there just twiddling his thumbs like, what the fuck do I do? You guys aren't even talking to me.
It's good, guys. It's good.
Here's what I want, sir. First and foremost, kind of give us your law enforcement history before we get into your story.
Man, I started my career in 1999 with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, the prison system. That's where I cut my teeth at. Went to the academy in 01, graduated in 02, and been on the streets ever since. Was promoted to sergeant, and then I was a chief for a little while, and then Banning suckered me into coming to North Texas, and here we are now.
Okay. So throughout your career, what did you specialize in?
Man, I've been mostly a street cop for the majority of my career. I spent majority of my time in the smaller departments. I've never worked for an agency that had more than 50 officers at one time. So rural Texas has kind of always been a passion of mine, and uh, there's so much to do, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact, man, that you get to wear so many different hats. Sometimes you have to wear too many hats at one time, but you get to experience so much more of the police world, and that was always interesting to me and fascinating, and I always had fun with it.
Nice. What was your favorite thing to kind of go after? Were you like a dope chaser? Were you, chasing after cattle to get them back into their farm? I mean, what'd you do?
Yes, all the above. No, seriously, probably one of my favorite things in my career was DWIs. I got pretty good at those. Busting dope was fun, but uh, you know, uh, that and I would also have to say domestic violence became kind of a passion of mine and everything through the years, and trying to help people realize their actual worth and get out of some of the situations that they were in.
Excellent. DWIs it wasn't for me. I hated doing them because if you don't do them that often, and when you work in a very large department, you're going call to call to call to call. One DWI is going to eat up a lot of your fucking day.
Several hours.
And
Oh yeah, you're done for the day in those situations. By the time you get done with the blood work or the breath work, and then your
yep.
bookend time there, yeah, it's something else.
Yeah. Marine blood. If you're listening, I Marine's blood. Sorry. I made you admin. So welcome to the fold, sir. You've been too instrumental for me to not let you have that. So, please don't fuck us up. So, that's what's cool about our community is we've really grown, and we've had the same people here forever. Built up a lot of trust with a lot of these guys. Tim is one of them. He sends me stuff. We got Mr. Billfold helps us out quite a bit. And then, Marine's Blood stepping up because he specializes in the Discord thing. So please, guys, please jump over to that Discord channel. We are pushing that. Push it to everybody that you already know follows us. Try to get everybody there because I think it really is taking us to the next level. I didn't know we had more levels to get to, Banning.
I didn't either, man. I'm learning it.
I know. It's like every day we find out some new shit to keep. Country girl goes, he already blocked somebody. Hey, I trust him. If he's blocking people, he's blocking them for a reason. You guys know I don't silence people, but if you're going to come here to troll and do stupid shit and you're not willing to come to the table and have discussions, well, why are you here? Go away. I mean, I'm all for a little trolling. We'll give you a little bit. We'll give you a little leeway on trolling, but not too much, right, Steve? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Steve's unable to write a comment anymore.
Okay. Let's get into your story, Houston. Once you turn your fucking phone off.
I'm telling you, dude.
That's a hot mess.
Trying to make sure it was on silent, and obviously it wasn't.
That was the opposite of silent.
Yes, I'm telling you.
All right.
Like that,
well, before we get in your story, I want to know you two's history here. How did these two start dating?
Well, I'm gonna, Kyle Reyes is the one at fault for that.
Yeah.
Kyle Reyes hooked Banning and I together because he knew we were both in Texas, and at that point in time, Banning was planning on a hero's retreat for guys that had been seriously injured in the line of duty, and he didn't know a lot. And I happened to have the Rolodex that he needed, and we ended up kind of partnering together, and the friendship kind of just took off from there.
Okay. Banning, what's your take on it?
Man, back in 2016, 17, somewhere in there, same thing, Kyle Reyes, and basically hooked Houston and I up. Houston made the drive from the friggin' Panhandle all the way down to basically the Springtown area where I was currently staying at the time. And my wife believed so much in my dream. She's like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna retire from my job, and we're gonna sell our house, and we're gonna move into a toy hauler so we can devote as much as our money to your dream of creating this nonprofit and for-profit venture that I was doing." I retired from a larger agency, medium to large agency, and went off. And Houston was one of the first people I got to meet through Kyle. And basically, Houston made the drive down here because he understood my heart, Kyle's heart, on what we wanted to do to honor wounded law enforcement across this amazing country. And he came in and with a mutual friend of ours on his land, and we had a badass dinner together, broke bread. Maybe even had an adult beverage. I don't remember. I'm not sure what day it was. It ended with Y, but it may have been one of those days. And had a great talk, man. And literally less than a month later, we put an event together. And this event, with Houston's help and some other folks' help, we were able to bring in, I think the first one was 32 heroes across the country, with Houston being the main liaison in the middle, helping coordinating everybody there. Because we have, some of our heroes are in wheelchairs. Some of our heroes just have mobility issues, and that's going to come with the physical injuries. Then there's those injuries that you can't see. And I'm speaking of the mental ones from PTS and everything else that can be evolved from going to these priority calls within this career. And yes, we're aware of that before we enter this career, and you're willing to go through that. Houston being one of them. But we did that. The event went off. The event. Let me tell you something. The event started with a zero budget, and if you were to watch one of those videos, you'd be like, man, that had to be a couple $100,000. So many amazing businesses stepped up. We had one business that brought over $200,000 worth of ammo, full automatic weapons for our guys and gals that wanted to partake in shooting on the large range that we had out there. Then we had a ATV shop, bring in a whole bunch of ATVs to give these guys a company called CareFlight. Brought in some helicopters, and the CareFlight's an amazing organization that does life flight helicopters for rescue and medical and everything else. And they came in and did a demonstration and flew a couple of our heroes every morning from where they slept over to where we were at. And Houston was my logistics guy. Even though he's one of the heroes getting honored, he was radioed up, phoned up, helping us doing everything every morning, handing out the awards, doing it all. And then we had, a couple of events after that, and then COVID hit. And then we're kind of in the mud right now, but we'll get back up and going someday. But that's how Houston and I got to meet each other. And I talked Houston into coming down here. Houston at the time when I met him was a chief up in a small town. He's going to go into that. And I said, hey man, there's a sergeant's position open. This is a great town where we're at. It seems amazing. Why don't you come down here and take the sergeant spot?
That's so weird. That's such an odd thing to me. So guys, when he's saying coming into another department and taking a supervision spot, pretty much
lower, that first real supervisor's position, and it's the most important. Houston believes that too. Being that sergeant, especially in a small to medium sized agency, I mean, you're making split second decisions that can be career enders, and Houston's got a good head on his shoulders. But we met, and then so he was here year and a half, and then
something like that.
And then I retired from the large agency, came up, and I was running everything with that. My office was here on Main Street, and I want you to picture like a filming area from Landman. I mean, hell, it's been filmed up here with the old county courthouse. It's a square with all the businesses. I had one right in that square. And Houston came in, and he's like, hey, man, we got another sergeant's position now. And I'm retired. I just retired out of law. Matter of fact, I was growing a beard then as well. And I had to pray about it. I love this city, and I had to pray, and so I ultimately said yes. I came in, went through my 2 hours of training, and went out on the street and started figuring things out. Houston was a big help on that, and got my first paycheck. And I thought the city manager forgot to add 2 or 3 zeros, jokingly, because I was used to a larger agency, and it gave me one hell of a lot more respect for these guys who work in the rural areas as a bag boy type pay, if you will, for what they're doing. So that's how we met, and it's awesome, man. It's been a good friendship ever since.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And that's you talk about the paychecks, man. That's how God exists, man, because we can't survive on that paycheck, man. So it's absolutely a miracle every week.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. My mom was the first one to donate on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee or Buy Me a Coffee.
I
Yeah.
figured she would do that. She's such a large supporter. So that's awesome.
So thank you, Mom. That's the other weird thing about the Buy Me a Coffee thing is it's not as fun. It doesn't scroll up on YouTube and all that stuff. So I have to like be paying attention while we're doing it if somebody happens to hit that up. So I am trying to pay attention while we're watching the show. So thank you very much. And no, my mom is not lying. She does buy me socks and underwear for Christmas every year.
As a good mom should.
It is, man. People can laugh at that all they want, but a good son enjoys that and understands how important that is. So it's
100%.
awesome.
Yeah, Marine blood on the rolls and stuff. You do what you think's necessary, brother. I don't know what's going on. So Hannah, Odeshi, I love listening to Banning. He talks military talk. I didn't want to join the military, so I joined the Air Force. Hey, at ease.
Get down and give me 25.
Listen, in the Air Force, we had a very hard regiment of golfing in the afternoons. It is sweaty hot. It's sweaty hot golfing in the middle of the day, guys. I promise you. So, give a shout out to my admin on Two Cops One Donut Facebook group, Natalie. She's jumping on and telling me that she's doing some admin stuff on Facebook right now. So I appreciate all your hard work, all my admins that help us out and believe in the mission and doing what we're doing. So while we're sitting here talking about things we appreciate, you know what I appreciate, Banning?
What's up?
I appreciate this retro rifle shirt that I'm wearing. This is my Tom Selleck. So
yes.
This is the Magnum PI. Highly recommend you guys go to Retro Rifle. Tell them there is no discount code. They don't do discount codes or anything like that, but jump on there. Let them know Two Cops One Donut sent you. At least they know you came from us.
And don't have sticker shock looking at a picture of a shirt. When you get these friggin' shirts in the mail, these are quality. I only have one. I'm going to get more eventually. I just been busy. It's one of the highest quality shirts I've ever owned. Don't have it on tonight. I happen to be wearing it, I think, yesterday or the day before. So I'll maybe bring it out again in a week or two. But great shirt, man. Absolutely fantastic shirts.
What I like about them, besides the hidden gun feature, where there's always hidden guns all over them, is they don't stain easy. Like you'd really have to rub something into them. Most of the time you can wipe it off, like so it doesn't seep in. And they don't fucking wrinkle.
Right.
So you can cram it in a bag, and then when you get done, it comes right out. Like it's nice. It's always ready to wear.
Yeah, you can spill a cold beer or water or whatever on it. And just.
And one of my other favorite features that we don't really ever talk about, the collar is buttoned. So you can unbutton it and go more relaxed, or you can, a little more business. And I like having it buttoned. But if I'm laying around the pool or whatever, take it down, go a little informal.
Great.
Shows that I like to party.
Shirt. I try to tell everybody about it. And also don't forget, we can talk about the Ghost Patch as well.
Yeah, make sure you guys go to ghostpatch.com. You can get our badges. You can get our patches, like what Banning just showed. We have an actual patch, I believe, and we have a coin. So you guys can, if you want something tangible to hold on to from Two Cops One Donut, go to ghostpatch.com and type in Two Cops One Donut. You'll find all the stuff that we have available there. So,
and just real quickly before Houston goes into his story, I'm going to give my daughter Shelby a shout out. She's about to be 10 years old. This is the first one she's going to be able to sit, not through when we break down the body camera stuff. Obviously, I'm a good dad, but she knows Houston. Houston is another father figure to her. And if anything ever happened to me, he'd fall in that role in a heartbeat. So she's in the living room watching this on the big screen. So shout out to my daughter Shelby, and I know Houston's family's probably watching this as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Love that little girl, man. Good old Ronda Rousey that she is.
That's right.
Love
that's
her
right.
Pieces, man.
Holy shit. Shout out to Harrison Brock. He just dropped $100 on us on our buy me a coffee.
Man,
so,
that's it.
Harrison. Harrison's like,
thank you very much.
Because Harrison does throw memberships at everybody.
Yeah.
He was like, not today. Not today. YouTube been getting too much of that money. Harrison, thank you very much. I think Harrison really enjoyed the live chat last night because he was on there. So big shout out to Harrison. Appreciate it. And Harrison loves sharing Kentucky videos with me, man. He shares all the Kentucky Trooper shit because they got a lot of corruption shit going on out there. So
yeah, there's Houston's wife just commented over there in the right, and Jessica Guest on there.
She said, "I'm here."
Awesome. She's a pretty awesome lady. I'll give her that, man. She's put up with my shit over the years, so we're good.
Yeah. Magnum, he said, okay, just checking. Didn't want you to upset him. Yeah. They don't have a link on the webpage because that wasn't really part of the deal that we worked out. It's kind of an informal handshake type thing. Like Retro's not paying us. They're sending us shirts every once in a while. So that's kind of the deal. You guys see me in them. Every video you see me in, I usually have a Retro Rifle shirt. That was the deal. So you guys just get to see him with the Mr. Billfold, Kentucky. He's concerned about where he lives, man. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Houston, you got a story to tell, brother.
I do.
I want that nice, gorgeous voice of yours to get up to that mic, get cozy, and we're going to go with an uninterrupted story time. I want you to lay it down. Tell us what the weather was like that day. What'd you have for breakfast, and then get into what happened.
Okay, well, so that morning, it was January 6, 2015. It was brutally cold in the Texas Panhandle that morning. I think I woke up and it was like 5 degrees. Got up. Actually, I got home from work that night about 3 a.m. because we were pretty short-handed, and so we had to cover everybody's days off from the supervisor's standpoint. I was covering the midnight shift till 3 a.m. The day shift patrol sergeant called me up at 9:15 in the morning and said he needed help because he was getting hammered with calls. And so I tried to get a hold of my troops on my shift. And of course, they said, "Not today, Satan," and didn't answer their phone. So whenever you're the supervisor in charge and you get called for help, you automatically go in. So me and the wife were actually supposed to meet for lunch that day, which wasn't an uncommon thing to have to cancel plans because of work-related activities going on. Getting called into these small places like that, it just happens. So called her, let her know, hey, I got to go to work. They're getting hammered on with calls. They had a couple of guys sitting out at the hospital, man, on a particularly violent mental patient. And calls were coming in, and it was a Tuesday morning, so it was kind of a weird day. But for whatever reasons, Tuesday's always one of those days that always just kind of hammered my ass over the years of my career. So you just kind of got used to it. So I go to work I go on duty at 10:45. And as soon as I went on duty, the day shift patrol supervisor was calling for extra units to come to his location on North Nelson Street. So I was like, well, I guess that means me. And I showed up. My lieutenant showed up, and a detective showed up because every other unit in the city, which we only had 4 other units on duty at the time. So every other unit in the city was all out on other calls or taking care of the mental patients that they had up at the hospital. So I show up on scene, and there's some vehicles there. I'm talking to the day shift supervisor and getting a lowdown what's going on. And it's a domestic disturbance where a shot had already been fired. Luckily, about that point in time, as soon as I showed up on scene, man, the girl came out. So
hold on. This is a domestic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you got domestic. Domestic is one of the most dangerous calls. For those that aren't too familiar with police work, I think even you guys know domestics are arguably the most dangerous on-scene calls that we get, other than being on a traffic accident.
And if you don't know it as a domestic, you may know it as family violence, family within the household or with the people you work or who you live with.
Yep. Okay. Houston, I want you to continue. I want you to push your mic away a little bit. We're getting some pops. And the other hard part, you're a hand talker, I can see. Don't hit your desk while you're talking.
Hey, you ought to hear this dude when he comes and knocks on your door to make you grab your gun.
We did tell that story.
Cop knock.
Yeah, that's right.
But so as we're gathering intel and figured out that the girl had gotten out, we're figuring out who's in the house and what he's got. And we knew that he was potentially armed with a 12-gauge shotgun. But also at the same time, while we were setting up our perimeter around the house, because, being shorthanded, it was kind of tough to get that done. We had to call in the county, and that took a few minutes for them to get there because of where they were at. And then the next thing you know, we get a call that there is potentially somebody walking around with a shotgun in their hand about a block, maybe two behind where we were at, just to the west of us. So they free that up, and while we're doing that, we go ahead and make the decision to make entry into the house. Whenever we made entry into the house, man, you can smell certain smells, and whenever you think about it, man, you can just bring it up. Well, that's exactly the way this house was. It had, it had that lovely meth smell to it, with cheap cigarettes and cheap candles and cat piss everywhere. So, we go in there. This house is just absolutely just disgusting. We're searching over everything. We go tactically. We're going room to room, searching, not finding anything. And at this time, just so you know, I've got the sergeant, I've got a detective, and the lieutenant is in this lineup whenever we're coming in. So, normally at most agencies, the lieutenant and the sergeants aren't going to be in that. They're going to have their other guys in there while we're out directing things. And that's how incredibly shorthanded we were. But as we got into into the far west room, okay, so it was a really small room. I don't know, probably 10 by 10, something like that, right? Well, in the corner there was a queen size bed. Right across from that was a small little love seat, little 2-seater couch, and then there was a closet right there. We checked everything, and then in that little corner between the bed and the chair, there was another door that went into another room. And we didn't know what was behind that. We didn't know if it was like a bathroom or a closet or something like that. And as soon as I put my hand on the doorknob, man, the suspect fired through and hit me in the face right here on the left side. And it knocked all my teeth out. It split my chin. My chin was sitting down about right where my collarbone is at, right here on the right side. And what didn't enter into my face, into my neck, went into my chest and my bicep. I didn't know what hit me. I really didn't know what hit me. It didn't particularly hurt at the time. I think a lot of that, man, is the adrenaline dump that we were kind of going through, man. And your body just does some amazing things, man, whenever you're in those kinds of situations.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
First, I want to thank Drake Seymour. He said Houston is such an amazing dude, hard as steel. So, and he donated $5 to the show. So thank you very much. And that was to you, Houston. The movies portray shotgun blasts through a door a certain way.
Mhm.
and we've all seen it, knocked you on your ass 20 feet back. You took a shotgun, point blank, through a door. What did
Mhm.
it physically do? I mean, you told us what it did to your face and your neck and your shoulders and all that. What did it physically do to you as you're standing there? Did it knock you on your ass? Did you fly back? Do you remember it, or is this what you recall?
Oh no, I remember everything about it. No, it knocked me on my ass for sure. It didn't knock me back 20 feet. In fact, through the door there was about a quarter to $half size hole, and that's it. Um, it I didn't get knocked out during that situation, so I was able to kind of keep keep functioning, if you will. Kept trying to get up and trying to get up and trying to find things and trying to see things. Well, then at that point in time, I realized that my eyesight was gone. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, I completely lost my vision. Uh,
so you're on scene during an active call, blind as fuck.
yep,
Oh,
everything
shit.
is just dark as night, dude. At that point in time, man, I had, of course, I had my pistol in my hand, and we're going along, and dude, I lost my pistol. Didn't know where it was at. I kept trying to look for it, kept trying to find it, but also trying to figure out what in the hell just hit me. Because literally, it felt like a dude, like a baseball bat had just come through, man, with a pickup attached to it. Um, but literally, man, I couldn't see, and that kind of got me to panicking a little bit, because oh shit, I'm sitting here, I can't see, where am I at, what am I doing? Uh, then all of a sudden, man, like I said, initially it didn't hurt, but at the same time, man, then oh man, your mind starts going crazy at that point in time, man. I started thinking about so many different things, man. On that particular day, okay, I'll tell you, me and my wife we had just got to the 6 month point of our marriage, man. Me and her are pretty freshly married.
How long have you been married now? Since you,
11 years now.
okay.
Yeah, we got married in 14, July of 14, and I got shot in January of 15. So, 6 months. Um, and just to give you an idea, kind of who my wife is, man, my wife is an incredible woman, and she's been through so much. And at that point, so uh, back in 13, her first husband, rest his soul, passed away. He was a jailer at another county in here in Texas, and uh, something happened, and he took his own life. Uh, the job is just kind of one of those things, man. It does that to so many different people, uh, and so at that point in time, man, she kind of felt like that maybe she was a curse or something like that, and she couldn't have been anything further from the truth on that, man. She ended up being my rock for a lot of different things, man. So, yeah, big shout out to her for sure.
Excellent.
She, she is one hell of an amazing. His whole family experienced this, and we're about to, when Eric's ready and Houston's ready, we're about to show you all some pictures. And this is not to distract anybody from what we're doing, but this is to you guys are living this moment right now, and this it's not very often you get to jump into somebody's life when this is happening, and when Houston is doing this. But Eric's going to occasionally throw some pictures up there, and you guys are going to actually see what his appearance was prior to his appearance going through everything and all the way up until now. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to
Yeah.
read this comment because it's fucking hilarious. Tim said, damn, you said you were having a guest named Houston Gas. You never told us about the second guest. His big steel balls. Holy shit. That is fucking awesome. So yeah, I'll share the screen real quick. And we will actually let me show this beautiful mug right here. Sure. All right, guys. This is This is that. I mean, he's got a lot more wrinkles now. And little facial hair, what I like to call man makeup. That's why I have a
Yes.
beard. This is man makeup. So that's what our man looked like prior. Now let's see what the damage that we were talking about is. I'm going to go to the X-ray first, so you guys have an idea of what the X-ray shows up and how he has trouble at the TSA.
And Houston, while this is up, explain what folks are saying.
Okay, so what you're seeing at right there. Okay, this photograph was taken a couple months after my shooting. At the time, I still had a few teeth left on the top, and my jaw was completely wired shut. And whenever you're looking at the chin area, you see the big brace that kind of held my bones together and everything, because I got shot to a point to where my bone will actually never grow back together. It damaged it to a point to where they had to use that to keep everything together. And then all those lovely little white specks are the shot that hit my face and entered into my body, that are still there to this day, and will probably remain there till the day that I die.
One thing about that shot, Houston gave me a call when we were both at a small agency up here working together. And I worked all night and was about to get off. He was about to come in, and he just had to send me a picture of this little piece of metal on his pillow. This was probably 8 years after he had been injured. And he's like, and he called me, and Houston is so nonchalant and don't give a what about anything. And he's like, would you friggin' look at that? I was like, what do you show me? He's like, that's a piece of shot. And so you guys understand, shot is a piece of the fragmented round. It's the blast inside a shotgun. Pistols and rifle rounds are small and cylindrical. And then a shotgun blast is, they call it a spreader for a reason. As it gets further away from the barrel, it opens up with a ton of shot, like you see in the X-ray. And this shit will just eventually, it's a foreign object in the body, and your body's amazing, and it'll work a piece out. And he freaking sent me a picture of that. And, I just ate breakfast, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's a piece of, that sure enough hell is. That's a piece of your freaking injury coming out of your face. You might want to get a Band-Aid before you come in.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my shooter. At least he didn't use the cheap ammo, man. He used the good solid steel shot, not the cheap ass lead stuff. I mean,
Right.
That's awesome.
Good looking out. Thanks, brother. So I want to give a shout out real quick to former officer himself, Clay Jepson. He owns a company called Code 3 Technology.
Yes.
And this is one of those things. You guys know the type of people I surround myself with. Clay is one of those people. He's like Banning. He's like Houston. They have a servant's heart around everything, their friends, their family, all of this stuff. Now, when Houston was retiring, obviously he's a young man. Look at him. He's still willing to work, wants to help in another way. And Clay is one of those people that took his law enforcement skills, his niche, and turned it into Code 3 Technology. And he still continues to serve. He serves by hiring law enforcement. He serves by offering law enforcement some of the best stuff out there at the lowest prices possible. This is not a pitch. This is just a guy that truly wants to serve. He has helped 2 Cops 1 Donut with zero ask. He didn't want to be put at the front. He didn't want to be a sponsor. He just wanted to help and helped us out. And the video camera that you're looking at me through today, he's one of the reasons we have it. That is the type of guy Clay Jepson is. And he is on here right now because he's the type of owner of a company that took the time as he's hiring somebody to say, hey, I don't want to just get to know you. I want to know your family. I want to know who's representing the Houston Gas family. And that's what he's saying here. Houston and Jessica are the kindest people, strongest couple. Had a chance to have dinner with them in the stockyards last month. Thanks for connecting, Banning. So awesome dude. And I could go on and on about some of the stuff Clay's doing. I don't want to say too much and I don't want to overstep. Just know that Clay has become an integral part of what we've got going on with Two Cops, One Donut.
He is certainly a fantastic man.
Yes.
So,
and he helps out law enforcement across the nation all the time. He's recently visited me and met my guys at work and has stepped up to help them. I'm not going to put any of his business out there, but just know that we appreciate it. And Clay, thank you so much for look. He's supporting his guy. He's on here watching your interview right now because he supports you. That's a good
well,
boss.
and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm really, really, really excited and proud to work for Code 3 Technology, and Clay and his brother-in-law Jim are just salt of the earth kind of people, and they saw something in me that after 26 years of law enforcement, uh, I didn't see in me, and I just can't thank them enough, man, because they're really the true kind people here, because what they've done for my family, myself, and what they're teaching me to do now, man. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and they're proving it every day. So big shout out to Code 3 Technology and what they mean, and uh, I don't think I could have gone to work for another company, man, because our belief systems align with each other. We're not car salesmen, and we put the relationship first.
Yes.
Because the relationship is the most important part of anything. We don't give a damn if we sell you anything, man. We just want to make sure that we're there to support you and to support the department that's out there, and make sure that they have the best equipment possible. And if it's something that we don't sell and we hook you up with somebody else, man, we're going to make sure that we hook you up with the best. So big shout out to those guys.
Love it. Okay. Let's get back to you, sir. You are the main attraction here. I am going to we saw the X-ray. Now let's see.
Graphic warning, folks.
Yes.
Coming up.
Yes.
We have some graphic images coming up. You've been warned. So let me share the screen. There we go. Okay. Houston, walk us through.
Okay, so that one was probably taken about 6-7 days after the initial shooting. Obviously, you can see that there's still a large hole in my face. What they tried to do is they went in and they tried to stitch everything up to the best of their ability. And at that point in time, with all the damage that was there, and if you'll look down at the picture, you'll see this large puddle of drool. Well, it severed all of my saliva glands, and I had no way of controlling anything like that. And it had eaten through all of that, and they had tried to go in and patch that the best they could. But obviously, I mean, that kind of damage that close up, man, it's tough to do.
Yep. Mr. Billfold said it's not the departments that look out for cops like Houston. It's the individual cops like Clay who are really supporting actual heroes like Houston. And I think we've seen all too many examples of police departments failing their officers.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It's very sad. Very sad. You wonder why it's hard. Recruiting's at its lowest for policing. And you got examples like Uvalde that caused a lot of damage, but then you've got examples like Houston that also cause a lot of damage. You got a guy that's out there just sacrificing his whole freaking being. And this is what happens. This can happen. A lot of cops hate when I say this. Policing is not an incredibly dangerous job. It has a high potential for some danger, for very high danger like this. It's one of the most difficult. That's how I argue it. It's one of the most difficult jobs. I'm not out here. I don't think we're heroes just because we put the uniform on. We become heroes like this. This is what I would define, and I know Houston's going to shake his head no, but this is what I would define as a hero moment. Motherfucker gets shot in the face, blinded, still trying to find his gun, trying to stay in the fight. trying to figure out what the hell happened to him. So that could have been, being punch drunk from the shotgun blast. Who knows? But he didn't tuck tail and run. So that's a hero. I mean, he sacrificed his body for somebody he doesn't even know.
100%.
And I tell you, for the guys that were there that saved my ass and drugged me out of the room and kept me from getting up, man, I will be forever grateful to those guys, to the officers that were in the house with me that day. And, they're in my personal opinion, they're the ones that were the true heroes, because they had to watch what happened to me. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was not the only person in that house injured that day.
Really?
Really?
Okay. So suspect down?
Well, he was injured too, but I'm talking more about the guys that had to watch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One of
Yeah.
their buddies.
Geez.
Yeah,
I wasn't even
mental
thinking
side
that.
of things.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to keep going through these pictures though. Let's walk through.
Absolutely.
Looks like you did get stitched up here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was at the healing. I was about the month healing point right there.
Okay. So I may have these a little out of order. Houston sent me.
You're good.
And I tried to get them the best that I could just by looking at them. Dang, I'm not going to lie. A little Harvey Dent look right there.
Uh-huh. I always wanted a dimple.
Right. You guys will learn cops have a sixth sense of humor. If you don't know that already, keep going. I think that's the same picture. Here's a close-up. Damn. You know what's great, though? The hair still can grow through. That's a plus.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what's this about?
Okay, so I am fused. I am fused from my neck from C4 down to T1, and that is a result of the shotgun blast, because it comes with a tremendous amount of torque. If it doesn't rip your head off, it's going to rip everything else in between apart. And I spent years dealing with that and everything, just trying to make it go away, till it got to a point to where I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And saw a really great neurosurgeon, and he hooked that right on up. But unfortunately, because of that blast, I've had to have 3 separate neck surgeries because of that.
Damn. I wanted to hit this comment real quick because this is the shit that we live for on this podcast. Mike Cucumber, which is still an awesome name, by the way, said, I don't like police, but it's impossible for all but a few to be police. Humans are imperfect beings, and asking humans to be police is a fool's errand. That is a deep statement.
It is.
It really is.
No, it is.
And Mike, we try to pay attention to all the comments. If you've commented before tonight, I may have missed it. I believe you're kind of new. Regardless of your thoughts, we invite everybody, and thank you for being here and watching this tonight.
Yeah. Listen, Mike, one of the things that the whole point of this podcast is to bridge the gap. I don't want a fucking echo chamber. I want the people that hate cops to be here. I don't want the people that, don't get me wrong, I love having my pro cop people. You're fine. But I don't need to win you over if you already like police. I need to win the people that don't. And when we avoid those conversations, we never fix a fucking thing. So we need to have the conversations with people that just cannot stand police. It drives my mom nuts. And I feel bad for my mom because she just wants to defend her baby boy. And she watches every episode of what I do.
Every episode, never missed one.
So when they hear a cop hater come on, she can't help but go mama bear. So be kind to her. She's just protecting me, but I welcome it. I love it, because if you give me a chance, we may not agree on everything, but damn it, let's come to the table and talk. That is the point of what we're doing. I don't want an echo chamber. You guys have helped improve how I act as a cop more than I ever learned on the streets, when I first started. I was learning to become a cop. Doing this has made me a better cop because I listen to what you guys say, I ingest it, and I take it to work. Go ahead, Manny.
Throw Matthew Roberts second from the top comment up there.
I really want to drink a beer with Houston. You know what?
Matthew Roberts and I.
Hey man, let's make that happen, Matthew.
Matthew Roberts is also an injured police officer. You know, I haven't even began to ask Matt if he wants to come on here, but he's another wounded police officer, and we went to the academy together. Yeah, we went to the academy together. He's a great dude. I mean, we hung out a lot in the academy, and then lives happened, marriages, different things. Matt decided to join the Army in the middle of it. Came back and put the uniform on again. But I'll let him explain that story. For him to say that, he's a selfless guy. And Houston, we will make that happen. We'll get Matt together. We're going to sit down and have a cold beer and enjoy the life that's right in front of us.
Yep. And
100%.
And I like this from Magdump. He said, agreed. No need for the echo chamber. 100% pro cop, 100% anti cop, and everybody in between, so we can bridge the gap. Yes. And you guys have witnessed. I do not. Here's the only time that you will probably get banned on here, and I will always give you a chance to back out, as long as you don't slander the show, me, or the guest. And all I mean by that is, don't call them a liar. Don't say that they're doing something that they're really not. If you want to call them a piece of shit, you want to call them an ass bag, you want to call them pig, fuck 12, whatever it is, I don't care. You can say those things, but don't lie about them. And don't call them liars and all that. None of the slander stuff. I don't like that. I will give you an opportunity to take it back. I always do. I'll tell you, okay, hey, this is your warning. Back off. Either apologize, just don't say it again, whatever it is. And that's not me trying to, you can ask anybody in our community. It's very hard to get banned from here. So I take that very serious. I really want people to share their bad opinion. I shouldn't say bad opinions. Having bad opinions about cops, having good opinions about cops, whatever it is. Let's talk about it. I just want you guys to come to the table and have the discussions. So, Sally jumped on. She said, you know what? I want to become a baker's dozen. Sally, you just joined and you're already jumping on the baker's dozen. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. We should have warned Sally about that. We just opened up Buy Me a Coffee. Probably would have been more in her benefit, but it's okay. We'll take any support we can get.
We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. That is awesome. And it just goes to show what we're doing is working. But yeah, to what Magdump said, I think that speaks volumes to what we got going on here and the way that our community polices itself in a way. I don't like using the word policing, but you guys do take care of each other in here, and it's very cool. Kathy Beleve. Oh, Belv. I'm sorry. It looked like a B-I. It's B-L. She said, I like cops. I just don't like the corrupt ones with the big ego. Yeah. And I'll be the first to tell you, being a cop is usually an alpha style personality, and ego comes with it. You do need ego to do the job, but you need to be aware of your ego and keep it. So, Magdum, don't be a Ladner. Exactly. So, okay. I accidentally clicked another one. Let's keep going with this. So you got fused here. Let's go to the next picture. Who's this guy?
And that's the guy that shot me.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't hate the dude. Okay. I really don't. We'll go into that in here in a little bit, though.
And I'm already starting to tear up from that one comment, you fucker. That's so fucking deep. Man, I hate you right now. Don't make me cry on this.
Oh, don't be a puss, man.
I get so emotional and stuff like that. I had a guy on here that was convicted for like 56 years. And he did deserve to go to jail for a little bit. But the guy that killed his family member advocated for his release. And when he started telling the story about how he forgave that guy, and he had shot him in a retaliation type thing, like it gets me, dude. So when you say that, like it's fucking hard. So sorry, keep going, bud. I'll be okay. But he's such an idiot. I hate when I get.
You're good, man. You're good.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt for a second, man, just only because this picture is up. And like I said, I've known Houston for a long time now, and I consider him one of my best friends. I know we both take the shirt off our backs for each other, and we have within our career dealing with the shit that we dealt with. And we're not going to go into that because we'd need about 15 podcasts. When Houston told me what he did after this is after some of the surgeries when he could actually get mobile, and then we can come back to this. But Houston, this is so important to the public, in my opinion, of what occurred. Why don't you tell everybody that's here watching or listening, wherever they're at tonight, what did you do after you healed some?
I'm going to tell you, okay, so it was September 29th of 2016. The trial was going on at that point in time, and it was the final day of the trial, and judgment had been given down to that man right there. And I asked his attorney if I could have 5 minutes to speak with him. That scared the shit out of her, out of his attorney, man. I think she thought I was going to beat him limb from limb and rip his arms off, man. But quite the opposite. So after the court proceedings that day and the courtroom had cleared out, we walked into a little room just outside of the court where we kind of had some privacy, but where they could still kind of keep eyes on everything, because there was 3 other cops in the courtroom that day, and I promise you they were not watching him, they were watching me. And I understand that, because the natural side of things would lead you to think that my whole goal is revenge on this guy. Okay, well, God has a funny way of working, and that day, uh, God told me, "Man, it's done. It's over. Let it go. There's nothing else for you to do here." So I walked into that room and I told Ryan, "Hey, man, you really ruined my life. You screwed up things for my family. You did all of these terrible things to me, man. But I forgive you." And man, you could have heard a pin drop 10 counties away. That's how silent things got. Uh, we sat there and we talked. My buddy that was with me, we even held hands and prayed, and we prayed for him as he was beginning his prison sentence, in which he got 50 years. Uh, like I said, man, whenever I tell you I don't hate the dude, I don't at all. Now, if he got out of prison, would we go eat? Would we go eat dinner? Well, highly unlikely. But I didn't want to carry around the burden anymore of the hatred that I had, and the things that I had felt for so long, for 18 or 20 months at that point in time. I wanted to be able to I wanted to be able to sleep at night without having nightmares or thinking about him, man. I didn't want to have that hate, because it's draining. It may make you feel powerful for a little bit, but I promise you, it eats your soul away to a point to where you just can't function as a human being anymore, because you get so consumed with it. And dude, it's got such a heavy price to it, and it's not, you can't afford it.
No.
You just can't.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest reason I wanted to share that with y'all. I've known this for years. And go to and while I'm talking, Eric, if you want to go to the next picture that he has in that, I don't know what he has in that role.
I wanted to hit up Show Me Audit's question here. We didn't really kind of discuss this yet, but he said, since I wasn't here, why the fuck did he shoot? And did you ever ask why he decided to shoot through the door?
Well, okay, so the story on Ryan was he had spent for the last the 2 weeks prior, man, on a serious meth binge, uh, was three-quarters of the way out of his mind, and he was coming down, from what I understand. Can I tell you why he shot? No. Why didn't he just cooperate? I mean, that's a good question to ask there too. I mean, it could have saved everybody a lot of heartache, but for whatever reason, it happened. Um, I couldn't tell you why he shot, other than the fact, man, that he had four cops in his house looking for him because of a crime that he had just committed by uh, domesticating with his girlfriend. Slapping her around and beating her, and the whole all the things that had occurred the night before is the reason why we were there in the first place, because it was a dangerous situation. A guy that was high, had a gun, was willing to use it, and was clearly dangerous. So uh, you know, ask yourself the same question. Why did he shoot? That's cool, but why didn't he just cooperate? I mean, it's it's a why that we will never know.
Yeah. Mr. Billfold sent $5 in the super chat. Thank you very much, sir. And he said, anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Mark Twain.
True.
And I think that is a very true comment. So
Very accurate.
Yeah. But yeah, let me get back to the pictures here. Yeah, man, I am a very emotional creature. Like, I watched How to Train Your Dragon last night, the new one, by myself, because my wife and kids are still up in Michigan. I called them and said, hey, I rented this movie on Prime, so if you guys want to watch it too, you can, just so they knew it was available. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm tearing up at the good parts, and I'm like, Jesus, such a wuss. So, geez, man, everything gets me. But let me go back to sharing these pictures. Share. And let's go to the next one.
Man, that's my favorite picture I ever took of me and my kids. That was 4 days after the fact. That was the first time, man, that they got to see their dad uh, after the shooting.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter was 7. My son in the orange was 4, and my son in the blue was 3.
How old are they now?
Uh, 18, 15, 14.
Okay. Now, have they reflected at all and talked to you what they remember back then?
Yeah, my daughter Emma, especially because, well, she's got the greater memory of that because of what her age was at the time. The two boys, they'll talk about, man, whenever I had the black face, and that's what they called it back then. It's it was weird, man, because I've got this big tracheotomy coming out. I've got all these tubes coming in, and the only thing they wanted, man, was a big hug from their dad. I couldn't talk at that point in time, man, because my throat was so swollen around that tracheotomy, and with all the trauma that was there, all I could do was write things down. But man, whenever they came in, for what little bit you can see a smile on my face, man, the pride and the joy that I felt at that moment in time, I'm going to tell you, I don't think there's anything that can match that, man, because something about the beauty of a second chance that goes, you, if you've never experienced that second chance in life, man, it's just simply amazing.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can put it.
As a dad.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's crazy. I just think about my own kids.
Yeah. You know, that's a reality in this career, man. It's a reality in law enforcement or any public service, really. I don't care if you're a fireman or a paramedic. I mean, the reality is there that shit like this could happen, and it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt your family. It's gonna hurt your coworkers, and but yet we still find a way to get out and go do it.
Yeah. Yep. Andy Fletcher said, every time I hear Ray say, "Hey, Dad, want to have a catch," I lose it. And yeah, I can only imagine what goes through your head. You've had time to adjust to it now, but for me, it's a fresh story. So I
Of
hear it,
course.
and I put myself. I'm a guy that I put myself in the shoes of everybody. I think that's why I like being a cop. And I think it's what helps me be a successful cop. Is I try to put myself in the shoes of everybody I'm dealing with. Hey, this is a suspect that I'm putting in cuffs. This is the worst day of his life. Yeah, he deserves it. He fucked up, but I try to put myself in those shoes to understand the behavior. He wasn't thinking about the consequences when he did the deed, but now he is. Now he's in cuffs. Now he's running. Now he's doing this stuff. He's doing that. He doesn't know what to do. Like, try to put myself in those shoes. Don't get me wrong. If you do something that you're trying to harm me or somebody else, I'm still going to do my job. I have put the empathy there and the emotional intelligence side. I think that's what's helped me become a successful cop. So I hope other officers that are listening and doing this, like, I hope you really see what Houston said here. He put himself into the shoes of the person to give forgiveness. I think that's how I hear it. I'm not trying to speak for you, brother, but
No, but it's true though.
yeah. And we know people that are addicted. That's why drug crimes really drive me up the wall. We need to be helping people that are addicted. That's my opinion. Do drugs cause crime? Yeah. it's the addiction that causes the crime. So I don't. What's the fix for that? I don't know. But cops often get caught in between an addiction issue. So, but I love this photo. I'm with you. This is definitely, out of all the ones you shared, this is my favorite, especially hearing you talk about it afterwards. So, I'm hoping I can keep my shit together and talk through this. This is a hard one.
I'm glad you're the one talking.
Yeah, there's somebody said in the comments, a little deep for what we normally do. It is deep. I guess I underestimated how this was going to be. So, but we're going to keep going with it. This is going to make me cry too.
That was so the police chief that at the department that at the hospital that I was at, his department did a fantastic job, and I'll just say their name, man. I'm not scared to say it. It was Lubbock Police Department. They came in and they took care of my family so well. And I'd actually asked to speak with Chief Stevens at the time, and he's now the director of TCOL, and he's a fantastic human being. I love the dude, I really do. I asked him. I said, "Man, I asked to see him, man, because I really just wanted to shake his hand and thank him for everything that his department had done." And I asked him, I said, "Is there a way that I can thank your community or thank your officers or whatever?" And boy, howdy, man, he got the news there, man. I bet there was 5, 6 different news stations in that room right there, and that was really one of the first times that I was wearing the big diaper on my face and everything, because everything had started coming apart and debreeding, so it was really ugly at that point in time, man. But you know, uh, that picture just says so much right there, because there was so much going on. I was hurting physically, psychologically. My wife was hurting. Her heart was just absolutely broken because of everything that was going on. But yet she looked at me with this great look of strength, and I just, like I said, man, I love my wife so damn much. I can't even just tell you how much I do.
Yeah.
And she's been to hell and back with me.
Couple comments I wanted to get to. First and foremost, Ario Bohm, thank you very much. Donated in the super chat $10. He said, as a 10-year-old kid, I saw my dad connected to a ventilator and all those machines keeping him alive, and yet it's still traumatized to see a parent in that state. So something to consider, because that's how that affected him. And then and Ario actually jumped on our live chat last night in the Discord.
did.
So appreciate that. And then Mike said, we need more help for those on drugs. Cops in the judicial system shouldn't be used to help those addicted. I agree. I hate that cops are used as a pawn for people that are addicted. I wish we could help out more.
Oh,
Because
100%.
then guys like Houston end up becoming victim to people not acting within their right mind. And obviously that's kind of the conclusion that we've come to with this, is that the guy was, when you talk to him, like Houston, I'm just curious, when you talk to him, was it a totally different type of person than what you knew? Because I doubt you talked to him a whole lot when you were on scene, because you're probably getting medical attention. But the person that you were dealing with before versus the person you were dealing with after, was that a totally different experience?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it was absolutely sincere thing in that
Yeah.
room. They're really they're he apologized too, and of course, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, you can always tell if somebody is being sincere or not, and he genuinely was. Man, he had clear eyes. He didn't look like that same person right there. You
Okay.
know, that same day, man, that I got shot, the SWAT team showed up, and whenever he came out, he still had the weapon in his hand, and they shot him too. Okay, but he survived, and I will tell you this. Okay, I survived because I have a purpose in life. He survived because he still has a purpose in life, man. We until we will not see. We will not see our last breath as long as we have purpose, and that's what's so fascinating about being a cop, man, is despite whatever their situation is going on, you always get a chance to speak something that might get them to see their purpose. And unfortunately, I mean, until people see their purpose, they're not going to give up their lifestyle, but nonetheless, you still get to speak into it every day
Yeah.
in some form or another.
Eye of the Night always has good comments on here and stuff too. He said, "For my military days, I can say with certainty that I have had the support of a loyal spouse can pull you out of some dark places or even keep you from getting there." And I think that is a key to having a good relationship. Ryan Holzinger said, "This guy is a great guest." Appreciate that. We agree. He is a great guest. So let me get back to these pictures here. Share screen. Let's go to the next one. Another one of you and the wifey
Oh yeah,
with your face diaper. I like that.
yep, exactly.
This is probably when she loved you the most. She got to love you,
Probably.
but you not talk. Okay, looks like you're on the road to healing here.
Yeah, I had my
These look
boys,
like
and I got to
like
go
church
read.
doors.
I got to go read got to go read a book to them and their pre-K class.
Oh, okay.
That was just fantastic, man. That I got to go do that.
Nice. Very cool. I like that. Let me get to the next picture. Sorry, I was putting an ice cube in my drink. All right. That doesn't look bad.
No, that was after one of my neck surgeries and stuff where they went in and put the cage on the front side from what they did on the back side.
And that's a reverse image. If people want to know the way the light's hitting, it's a reverse image the way y'all are used to. So if you look on the left side over here, you can see that scar that's usually on the other. What we're looking at, it's normal to Houston to see his face, know where it's at, but that's a reverse image.
Okay. Oh, by the way, brother, we're trach brothers. I don't know if you know that. I've had a trach too.
Oh, same here.
We're you had a trach too?
Yeah.
Triplets, yes.
Trach trifecta. It is the trach that binds us. It's like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the trachs. Yeah. What are the odds of that? All three of us have had trach.
Don't have a picture of being outside of a military hospital, popping your trach thing out and smoking a cigar through it just to see if it would work.
I do not. I don't even remember. I did. Mine was when I was a baby. So that is fucking funny. What are the odds? That is weird. That is a weird coincidence.
The trace a trach.
Now I gotta ask everybody else on the Two Cops One Donut panel. I gotta ask the rest of the guys. Deadleg, have you had a trach? The hell's everybody got? Alan, you got a trach? That's weird. All right, let's hear this one, Houston.
Man, that right there was a group of people from my town that they gathered up at the steps of City Hall and not just praying for me, but praying for our department, praying for the things that were going on, and it was a pretty terrible time there at that point. But man, I tell you what, the people came together for me in such a way that I will never truly be able to thank every one of them for all that they did for me, my family, my kids, just the general support from our community was simply amazing.
Jeez, I'm reading one of our newer members here, Sally. She said, I worked corrections and my husband was a police sergeant in New Jersey for 33 years. He was a fatal accident investigator. He passed away 5 years ago, 9/11 related cancer.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that. Thank you for his service. Much respect. I could never, ever do what he did.
And thank you for yours as well, Sally.
Thank you for yours. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. I really like, this is one of the things I like hearing. Mike jumping on here, Mike Cucumber and saying, I'm really liking this YouTube channel. Like, that means a lot because you get a tone from people through text. It's hard to tell, but Mike, my initial tone with you is that you want a lot of accountability with police. And then to come to our channel, which is all cops trying to cop-splain shit, and then I don't know if this is your first time on here. I think I actually seen you on here one other time, but here we're telling a glory story about a cop, and we're not trying to be woe is cops and we're all heroes. We're not, but this guy is. He's going to tell you he's not. He's going to shake his head, but he is. And this is the type of stories we want to tell. And then we'll get into afterwards how the department treated him and what all his stuff was when he went through that. So let's go to the next picture. Now this is what I'm talking about.
Oh man, that was a fantastic day. I got to throw the first pitch out whenever the Rangers were playing the Cleveland, what was then the Indians, before they ruined things and
got all DEI'd.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
That was an amazing day.
All right, there he is. I hope you didn't throw like a girl. I would have made fun of you.
Hey man, I threw a strike straight from the top of the plate.
Nice. Okay, be honest. How much did you practice?
A lot. I didn't want to look like a fool in front of everybody.
Okay, so how much notice did you have? How long did you know?
I had about 3 weeks worth of notice.
Oh, that's plenty of time to get them strikes down, baby.
Plenty of time, man.
Yeah,
and Maria Alvarado from Peace Officer Angel Foundation, she's the one that set that up. And, as far as in all of Texas, the POAF is the gold standard as far as what they do to bring wounded together and help them have true acceptance and a voice. And I absolutely love them for what they do.
I like it. Marine Bloods, if you're listening, I am updating our Discord channel, which, by the way, if you guys are not on our Discord channel, please do so. We are migrating as much stuff to our Discord as we can to consolidate our community. But Marine Bloods has been blessed as an admin, and I am now telling him that I want him to also choose mods if he thinks somebody should be a mod. So you have been blessed to choose mods. Because I don't know shit about running a Discord, and if somebody tells me they know what they're doing, I'm not going to be able to vet them. I don't know who knows what they're doing. So Marines Blood, if you can figure out who knows what they're doing or if they're just talking shit, I'll give that to you. Eye of the Night said, as much shit as I give Erik and Banning, Erik for being chairforce and Banning for having shit internet, I absolutely respect their intentions towards accountability and reasonability to the conversation. Thank you very much. And I think that's what our channel has been known for. We just had Matt on one of our guys, Matt Thornton. He was on another podcast, and the host of that podcast gave our channel a lot of credit because they look at us as the reasonable channel. I was like, that's a very good compliment. So I like knowing that we're the balanced channel. That's what he kept saying. He's like, it's just very balanced. So I like that. That's what we're known as because that's really what I was going for. So let's go to the next picture here. Now, yeah, I needed some explanation on this one. You didn't tell me what this was, and I'm just curious.
My wife just snapped that picture because that was probably one of the first times I was actually telling people some of the things that I had gone through, and kind of giving an accounting of everything that had taken place, over the first. I want to say that was about a year and a half afterwards. At that point in time, I don't even think I had a tooth one in my head yet either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, a year after?
That's a humbling experience right there. And okay, so this photograph right here, man, is two ginormously awesome men. The guy on the far right is Rick Pearson, and Rick has always been kind of my mentor, my spiritual leader, my spiritual father, if you will, man. And me and him are just, man, super tight. And I love that man with all my heart. And the man in the middle is Adam Davis. And Adam Davis is a former cop that has turned into an author and has sold a little over 1 million books. And he wrote the book Unconquered, talking about the trauma that he faced as he was growing up and his time as a cop, his suicidal ideations and things like that. And me and him became friends, and he made me chapter 10 of his book Unconquered, and it's titled the title of the book chapter is An Uncommon Resolve. Because, well, I don't know. I guess I was just a knucklehead and wanted to go back to work and wanted to keep pushing and showing people that you could keep going through it. And Adam helped me tell a little bit about that story, and Rick's really helped me survive over the years, man. From going through a divorce to getting shot to damn near getting divorced again, man, with my current wife, man, because I mean, things got hard, and he was always there and it was always a judgment free zone, man. And he was always full of love, and I will never forget it.
Yeah. That's part of the thing that a lot of people don't get to hear, the story of the fallout of a traumatic incident like that. They understand that you yourself have a lot to go through as far as recovery physically and then mentally, I like to attribute, like, one of the ways I like to kind of give an analogy is like when I played baseball. I played a lot of baseball, more than most kids. And I got hit in the face, straight in the jaw. I was afraid to bat for like a year, if not longer. There was a lot of fear there. And I started to hate baseball because I was missing out on, there's two parts I loved. I loved to pitch, but I loved batting, and I was good at it. And then all of a sudden I wasn't anymore. And
Right.
I almost quit the sport because of that. And, I had to fight through it. And I didn't know how to fight through that. I didn't know what was going through my head. But with you've got to deal with the demons of what happened and all the shit that goes through the recovery time. Am I ever going to be the same? You're not wearing the uniform anymore.
No.
And
only as of what, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago?
End of April 30th, in fact, was my last day as a cop.
So in your recovery time, and you're not wearing the uniform anymore, a lot of cops, it's their identity. That's how they identify themselves. And if you didn't play that game before becoming a cop or while you're being a cop, like, hey, is this who I am, or is this something I do? And having that discussion with yourself. Because I will tell you, my first 5 years, I would have told you, I wouldn't have known the difference. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm a cop. That's what I am. But now,
how many times, man, do you walk into a room and you get introduced by a friend to somebody you've never met, and they say, "Hey, this is Banning or Erik, the cop."
Yeah.
It's kind of like this too, man. Bring in a friend, and he just so happens to be a preacher. You tell him, "Hey, it's Rick, the preacher," right? Yeah. Because that's who we are to them, man. Yeah. That's what people see us as, man. They don't understand that we're not a robot.
Yep.
But
so what I've
go ahead.
Yeah, what I've learned when people introduce you that way, if you've ever noticed, anytime somebody introduces you as a cop, look where their eyes go. They instantly go down towards where your gun would be.
Yep.
So when somebody introduces me as a cop, before they get a chance to even look down, I go, hey, my eyes are up here.
Yep.
And it just messes with their mind. They're like, what do you mean? So when somebody introduces you as a cop, you say, hey, my eyes are up here.
And it's like clockwork, man, every friggin' time.
Yep, every time. So just one of those funny, weird.
Yeah, and then you just take a whole bunch of socks and I'm just kidding.
They call me Mike Honcho.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving here. Is there more pictures? Oh yeah. Here's this is the one I wanted to end on because I think this is a powerful picture. That's a fucking survivor. That's a fucking animal.
That picture was taken at the graffiti wall in St. Louis.
What's the graffiti wall?
It's just, man. Okay, so let me tell you what was going on that day. I was there with a group called Humanizing the Badge.
Oh yeah.
And which I'm good friends with all of those guys. And that picture was actually a still shot that they took from a video they were making from my boy Forensic, that was filming a rap video that I got to be part of. And fantastic guy, fantastic music. He's super talented, and he is he's a cop too over in Southern California, and just a fantastic person.
Yep. Eric Penry said, Houston was always there for me for many years. I consider one of the closest friends. He and Banning are some great guys. I like
he's not bad.
Love
it. He abandoned us, man. He took off.
Oh no.
Ohio.
Joking. Yeah. Ohio. Good dude, man. Good dude.
Nah, super great guy, man. Been a good friend of mine for years.
Okay. All right. So we got through the pictures.
I got one story to add on these pictures because we just watched a whole bunch of holy shit, a dude lived through this. And I'm man enough to say that I fell short when I stand next to Houston because he's gone through some shit that I've never and nor want to go through and survived it, and has taught me to be a man on several levels. just from his experience.
Okay.
But what I'm going to say, I believe is funny. And if the crowd doesn't think it's funny, sorry. But Houston and I, in our law enforcement careers, and I'm going to say at the end game in our last 6 or 7 years,
Yes.
We were given several recruits, and these are new guys out of the academy, aging from 21 to 40, just as an example. And they've changed their career, or it's a new in their career. And I'm either first phase or the first time with them, or Houston is, and we're passing these young bucks back and forth for different phases, and debriefing with each other away from the recruit to find out what they need to learn, and we can cover, et cetera, to help along and make them the best that we can do before we cut them loose. But the first time I got to hear this was from one of the recruits. I'm not going to say his name. He's a great guy, but I'm not going to say his name. We were riding around in the morning up here in the Jack County, Jacksboro area, and he goes, "Sir, can I ask you what you eat for breakfast?" And I'm not I am not a morning person. I've been on midnights my whole career. So when they flip flop me back to mornings, I'm one of those guys where I'm looking for my 5-hour energy. I'm trying to smile. I got to do that, till I wake up. I do my best, but I'm a night person. And this young guy asked me, what do you eat for breakfast? And I'm thinking, dude, I haven't had, I'm still trying to wake up. I'm an old man. I'm stretching my back. I'm in this small Tahoe. And yes, Tahoes are small to me. And friggin' we're driving around. I'm like, what the hell do you mean? What do I eat for breakfast? And he's like, well, phase 1, I went through with Houston, and I heard a couple times, stop you bitching. I eat shotguns for breakfast.
How do you fight that?
I mean, holy shit, man. The dude's a legend. Houston will never tell you that. I mean, Houston, he's like, I'm just a normal dude, and I freaking caught around. I survived it. I'm here for a reason. Story over. I've got to tell him, no, let's dig deeper. Let's look at this. Houston doesn't look at himself as that. So I constantly have to raise that flag for the people that we meet to get a kick out of it. I mean, the dude can sit there, go through 20 plus surgeries, put the uniform on again, come back to serve the public. And one of those members out of all the public. So let me explain this. One member out of the entire public did damage to Houston. That doesn't mean the entire public did damage to Houston. It was one. Exactly. So we don't sit there and look at the entire public as being damaging. Yeah. And so when he instills that into new recruits, they inquire. What happened? Oh, the scar, and it helps build them and understands that there are dangers out there, but we treat everybody with respect. Yeah. And so this man, I met him later in my career, but I wish I could have met him earlier on, and I know it would have changed me as a rookie. So thank you for listening to that. But Houston Gas is a badass, and thank you for being here tonight, brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys.
I'll read it since Banny didn't see the message. I was trying to tell you to read Magdump's comment since you were on a roll, but Acorn said, okay, that's it. Houston just got elevated to legend status. I think we should get him a t-shirt that says that. I eat shotgun. Yeah. What was it? Shotgun blast for breakfast?
I eat shotgun shells for breakfast.
What are you bitching about?
Yeah, there you go.
And it's true, man. There's so many things in life that we bitch about in life. And look what this dude went through, and he's still doing it. He took a demotion from chief to sergeant to come to a different city to appease what I'm telling him. This is a great city. Brought his whole family down here, lower pay, sergeant level, and wanted to raise up the community standards in law enforcement. And he did it. And the dude's been shot in the face. And it's funny is we can go to a priority 1 call, and it can be all hell break loose. Houston, I don't talk about this much around Houston, but we worked at the county for a while. And I had just got off. We had this weird swing shift, and I was the patrol supervisor. Houston was done. Houston's like, I've been chief, I've been sergeant, I've done all this shit. I don't give a flying F about it anymore. I'll come in as a deputy. I'll come in and work and do my job 100% and go home every day and be happy. A lot of guys and gals can't do that in this profession, military or police. They look at it as a demotion, but it's not. You're still serving the public, and it was never a demotion in his thing. So I released the reins to him. I'm tired. He's tired from just waking up. It's the middle of the night, and he's starting his shift. I think it was midnight. He's starting his shift, and I'm going home. And I go home and my family's asleep. His family's asleep when he came to work. And I literally just took everything off and I sat in my lazy boy. It's going to be one of those. I'm going to watch some funny videos before I go to bed. And friggin' dispatch calls me. When dispatch called me, she's losing it, meaning the dispatcher. She's trying to keep it together, saying Houston needs help. And I'm thinking, shit, this dude already went through shit back in 20. What in the holy hell could he? Because Houston doesn't call for backup. He's like me. When we're out there, we deal with the shit. We write it up at the end. We go home at the end of the night. And he wasn't yelling on the radio, I need backup. He was stating the obvious of what's going on in front of him. And just to not give away all the details of the call, because in hindsight, it happened. But he went to a call. A lady said there's a rancher shooting late at night, and it's Texas. It's not illegal for you to shoot on your property at night, especially if you're getting rid of a varmint. Houston said, you know what? It's not really illegal, but to appease you, I can go request and talk to him and ask him to pipe it down for the evening and maybe start again tomorrow once the sun comes up. He goes up the driveway, gets up there, leaves the little red and blue lights on, steady on his car to let them know it's law enforcement pulling up. And he was just going to, ask, do you guys mind holding off these loud shots because your neighbor just a couple acres over is trying to put kids to sleep, etc. And for whatever reason, that homeowner opened that door. I've got the friggin' video to prove it. He opens the door and puts a Glock right in Houston's face at about 7 meters, if I were to guess. And you got to think about it. Houston had already taken one, and Houston did the right thing. Houston does a little shimmy to the left, gets some cover. And when you have weird lights, it's in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have depth perception issues. It's a known fact. Right. And the way he came down, I believe it was on his left knee, he did some major damage, and it's very painful. And he got on the radio and and I'm surprised where he was at that the radio even went through because it's a dead spot. And so God was behind that. He got on the radio and said, this is what's going on, yada, yada, yada. Had a raised voice because he didn't give a shit about the dude with the gun. He can handle that. He's got a covered position. He's going through it. But he friggin' shattered his knee as far as if I remember right. Did some damage to it, man. Internal damage. And he gets on the radio. So the dispatcher calls me. And keep in mind, I'm sitting there in boxers and my lazy boy relaxing. And I got a dispatcher fired up. Hey, so I dress up. I told her, notify chain of command. I'm running. It's the sheriff's office, or my sheriff's Tahoe or whatever I was driving, Explorer at the time, was sitting in my driveway. So you go and you're literally hitting your lights from your driveway. We're in almost 1,000 square mile county, and I'm what they call balls to the walls. There's no traffic out that late at night to get to Houston because I don't know all the details. By the time I get there, he's got himself back in his car. He's already had a come to Jesus meeting with the owner. They're fine. There's no friggin' offense. It was the castle doctrine. He didn't know the law enforcement was there. The only thing they didn't do was cook ribs together and have a cold beer. They were done. Houston got in the car. I'm on the phone with our sheriff or whatever at the time. And Houston comes down and he's like, well, man, it's kind of messed up. And I look in there and it looks like a basketball is attached to his left leg. And he's like, I'm going to take some Motrin, man, and we'll be good. And I can stay. And I'm like, no, hell no. We're going to the hospital. We're going to do it. And I followed him up to the hospital, and he didn't even know it was messed up. But the dude was there for the fight even after what he went through in 2015. And the resiliency that this friggin' salty ass bastard, I want to call my best friend, goes through and keeps taking the licks, man, and keeps going. So I'll shut the hell up. I had to share that.
Okay. I got some things to say. Let me. I'm going to biggie size myself here. First, I want to get to this comment because Julie is new, and she said, "Such an amazing story. Just a strong individual. This is my first time here. Holy shit! Did you come in on a freaking unicorn of an episode?" So, thank you for joining us, Julie. We really appreciate that. I hope the community is making you feel welcome. And I saved a comment from Mr. Billfold because I thought it was a really good one. He said, the story here is not the damage Houston suffered. I think it's his refusal to be a victim of it and putting his survival to use to his family and community. I think that is a strong statement, sir. And I think it's a very accurate statement. On top of that, holy shit, having a gun pointed at you again. Had to open up some wounds, but You were able to threat assess and still deal with it. And I can tell you right now, if I am the one that called the cops and I get Deputy Banning Sweatland and Deputy Houston Gas showing up to my house, I would be looking around for cameras and wondering what porn that I'm about to participate in, because you guys' names do not sound real. And to have you two combined out there running around, I'd be like, what type of porno is this?
Man, before we know it, our freaking OnlyFans is going to come out, and
You're gonna pay me to keep my clothes on,
We're gonna
baby.
call it.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it banning gas. It's gonna be a whole play on saving the environment.
There we go.
Oh shit! Global warming's happening. Call banning gas.
and I don't want to, what we're doing here. This is for y'all. I've heard Houston's story ever since I met him, and I share the work of what Houston has gone through to everybody I meet. And if I do it in front of Houston, the dude's just kind of like, they don't need to hear it. It's not. No, they do need to hear it. You're friggin' here in the flesh. You're in front of us. They need to hear it. And he doesn't like the accolades that come with that. He doesn't like because he is a true hero. And so that's another reason why I love the dude. And I'm not trying to shorten up the story, but I know Houston's got a pretty hard stop at 10. Houston is finally, I probably think for the first in years, going on a vacation tomorrow morning. And I think they're leaving about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's finally going to take his family out and go relax. I know he'll probably stay a little later.
So we're good.
But my whole thing is Houston has watched several times when he's had times. I want Houston to be able to break down a video like Erik and I and the team do. I want the public to hear how Houston breaks down a video. Yeah. I have leaned on Houston at times as his supervisor, at times of he being my supervisor. The buck goes back and forth, and we lean on each other for the knowledge that we've had in law enforcement. And I respect his decision on everything he's done. I've never seen the dude do something that was questionable in law enforcement, and you don't get that. People make mistakes. I'm sure I've made hundreds of mistakes in law enforcement, and you learn from those and you go on. And then you make sure whoever you're around, if they're making that they don't make those freaking mistakes. This type of episode pipes me up, man, and it makes me super excited to get this knowledge out to people.
Yep. I like Patrick Truelove's comment. He said, only beards. That's going to be,
yes. Yeah.
Is that taken?
Yep. And then Keto 50 jumped on. He said, good evening, Beard Club member here. Love it. Country girl, stop discriminating against naked faces. Oh man, Keto's a legend in himself. I'm glad he jumped on. We got to get him on an episode. Keto and I talked about it a long time ago, and then we tried to make an episode happen, and he was out camping doing his thing, and he just didn't have good enough service, and we just never connected again. It just one of those things. So he keeps jumping on and talking on here, so I definitely want to get him on here. I know he's listening right now, so I know he's game. So we got to get him on here. I think he can help out a lot of officers.
A lot of people in the comments really want to know, and I did not discuss it with Houston before. Erik, I don't know if you did or not. Like Mr. Billfold's curious. And Houston, this is your show, so you don't have to bring it. You can say, I don't want to talk about that, and that's fine. Or you can say, I'll talk about this and this. But do you want to share on what goes on within a city to a certain extent, on what goes on to an officer that gets hurt? It doesn't happen at every agency, because there's a lot of agencies out there that absolutely 100% take care of you.
God, I glossed right over that, didn't I? Shit. I meant to get to that too.
There's agencies that have it right. There's agencies that will never get it right. Whenever I say that, I hope and pray that my agency that I was with, if it ever does happen again, will correct their mistakes from the past. You don't want to go in and treat your injured as if they are nothing but a liability. You want to make sure that they know that they are still valued. And dude, if you're a chief right now and you're sitting here and you got a officer injured, by God, go check on them. Call their family. Do those things, man. Don't turn them into uh, a burden, if you will, because that's kind of what happened with my department. I'm not going to go into any specific details or anything like that because it just doesn't matter. But I'll just say this, okay? Being injured is a really hard job. Okay, it really is. Because you're having to look at a whole new normal. And whenever you're having to go through all that and then figure out that all of a sudden maybe your department uh, doesn't have your back as much as you thought, you really start to question that thin blue line and the brotherhood there. Uh, and it's certainly stronger in some places than it is in others. Um, I could probably give you 100 theories as to why I think it happened, but that doesn't matter either because the simple fact of the matter is it happened. And, it kind of just is what it is now at this point in time. The chief that was there, uh, he retired, and another chief came in, and things really didn't get any better. But like with the guy that shot me, man, I've forgiven the department and the guys that were there that weren't there in the time whenever I needed them the most. And you know what? It's not acceptable. It's not okay. Um, but you have to go on. You have to move on, and just take this for what it is. Anybody out there that's running a department, check on your people. Love on your people. Show them, man, that they are worth something to you, and that just because they take a bullet doesn't mean that they're not valuable anymore to you. Because that's when they should be that much more valuable. Because by God, they survived, and that's important. Check on your people. Care
Hu-
for them. Prove it.
Houston, something. Let me get more specific. You going
Okay,
through
go
your
for it.
you going through your stuff. I'm your chief. What could I have said specifically to you? What could I have done specifically for you?
Oh, that's really you wouldn't have to say anything per se,
Okay.
especially if you've never been in that situation. But being there to check on you. Hey, man, I hadn't talked to you this week, man. I just want to see how you're doing. Anything you need, you know, and chances are, man, we're gonna tell you no, man, we're good.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the thought that
but
counts.
it's 100% the thought that counts, man. You know, check on his family, check on his wife. Do those little things, and understand this, man. If there's any one thing that I understand is that life goes on and the world doesn't quit moving just of your in because of your situation, no matter what it is. Um, just be present. Just don't be a douchebag, man. Uh, just call, just check, show up every now and then at their house or something, man. It doesn't take a lot, man. I'm a pretty simple guy. Just be there. You know, uh, don't demand of one person what you wouldn't give to another.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just curious. I think that's important to because it's going to be different for everybody. If I
Yeah,
get shot, what I need isn't going to necessarily be the same thing as what you needed.
yeah.
And
Well, exactly, and I know guys that have been injured in so many different ways, and I've heard stories of how departments have absolutely just crapped all over them. But then I've also heard stories of where departments absolutely got things right. The people were still checking on them. They actually cared. And it's fantastic whenever I hear those stories and I get to see I get to see the good side of things, man. And now I think one of my things is uh, whenever I do talk to departments and stuff, man, that is one of the things that I talk to the admins about, man, is walking with your wounded in the right way. Be present, be there. Don't, whenever they start talking about what their mental health is going through, man, because I'm going to shoot you straight, dude. There were plenty of times, man, where I could picture my own death scene because I didn't want to go through it no more. Okay. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's hard. And whenever, the other people behind you that you fought with, bled with, and did all kinds of things for, uh, abandon you, it makes it that much tougher. Okay. So just like I said, man, just be a friend at that point in time, man. Don't be a boss. Be a friend. Don't be a supervisor. Be a friend because that's exactly what they need at that point in time.
I like it. Bannon, you got anything to add on that?
No, man, I'm just in awe. He's finally on our show, and people get to hear more of an audience gets to hear this. And when I say more of an audience, we have a melting pot here, Eric. We have everybody.
Yeah.
Meaning we've got people that support law enforcement actions. We got people that don't. We've got people on the fence, and this platform is for everybody. And for you guys to hear one of my best friends telling his story, which I only get to tell in a bar whenever we're lucky enough to actually have time together. In the past 5 years, it may have been a total of 4 nights for us to be able to get together and break bread and do different things. And our families are so compatible. Because of our schedules and because of us both being supervisors, being split up between the weeks, we got to high five each other in the hallway, kind of like new parents do that are in first responders and nurses and whatever, and they're taking care of their young. That's what Houston and I had to do to take care of the departments that we worked for. So now we have a little bit more time with the things that we do in the tech industry. With Houston being with Code 3 Technology, me being with Mark 43, we're both going out there for the same thing, and now we're serving those departments that are serving the communities, and that's no better feeling.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I like it. I like this name. I'm just going to pop it out there. Joke's funny. Help others out. I like it. Shout out to you, brother. I haven't seen you on here before, so I figured I would. I need y'all in the chat to convince my mom to get on Discord. She's having trouble with DuckDuckGo. If anybody can walk her through, it would be.
She's having trouble with what?
She uses DuckDuckGo for her internet browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instead of like Google or something like that. So, or Chrome, I should say.
I got you.
Yeah. Let's see here. Rob said, I think sometimes people are afraid to reach out. They're afraid to say the wrong thing, or they're afraid to cause you to relive the traumatic shit you went through. Not saying it's right.
Okay, I want to say something to this. Okay, so there was I was actually in the hospital, and just pretty fresh still, just a few days in. I did something to piss off my wife. I don't know what I did. Probably snapping my fingers or something, man. Who knows, man? And she was getting mad at me, and I looked at her. What are you going to do? Shoot me? And I wrote that up on the deal, and I showed that to her. And holy God, that's just it. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Just be cool with us, man, and we'll be cool back. And
yeah,
and it just kind of is what it is.
I got one more to share, Houston, and I'm sure once I get a quarter way through it, you're going to remember. So I used to live in this little tiny rent house in this city, and I'm used to the big metroplex, and I come up here, and things are just different. Things are older. Things are, you're going back into we're circa 1985 here, where we live at in reference to building construction, et cetera, for the stuff being new. The new edition was what, back in the 80s, right? Where the houses are at. So I lived in the old edition, very small house. It was a one owner home. The investor bought it, and I'm the first renter. And Jamie, Shelby, and I, and my oldest son, we had gotten settled in this house. And Houston comes by, and I go by his house, and we were sharing data from both of us being sergeants. And it was great. Sometimes Houston would throw a text about to stop by. Sometimes Houston just stopped by, and we love it. It's freaking Houston. But every time he came by, I thought the feds were kicking in the door, and so because it was such a small house, he'd bang on the front door and the back door's shaking. And that's just Houston knocking. That's the way he does. And there's a couple of stress fractures in that door over there on South 2nd Street. But he came over and he knocked on the door. And we're going through whatever stress of life of moving and getting settled in, the normal shit that everybody goes through. And my wife, being a dispatcher, being well knitted within the community and handling calls like we do and doing the audible side of it, she answers the door, sees it's my brother from another mother there, and says, "Houston, you almost got yourself shot. Why the hell you got to knock so damn loud?" And then it dawned in her head, she's being funny. We're always all funny to each other. Right. And my wife is just like Houston's wife. I mean, they're amazing women. They keep our shit together. I'd probably be in a cardboard box living if it wasn't for her. And she said that to Houston. And just to hear Houston go, "Ha!" He starts laughing. It doesn't offend him. And then Jamie, it triggered in her head. She's like, "I'm so sorry." And Houston's like, "I don't give a shit what you say to me. I need to talk to Manning." And life goes on, and that's why it's a funny thing about saying the dude eats shotguns for breakfast. People make stupid comments. "Man, you almost got yourself shot." And then you see their brain go, "Oh shit, he actually has been shot." And anyway, man, I fucking love him. Love him to death.
So I got a similar story that is great. Okay. Now you guys know I work at a big place, but where I work, there's people that are in charge of going around making sure like all the fire hydrants, AEDs, all that stuff are where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be updated and all that stuff, right? We've got this city employee he's been around for a long time. Everybody that's been around him knows him, type thing. He has a deformity where he has no hands. He's got like these little stumps with like on a couple sides. He's got maybe a couple look like they're supposed to be fingers. Houston is definitely not used to being on a live because he is hitting his desk. He's cracking his fucking knuckles into the microphone. Jesus. Oh man.
He's like, "What, is he gonna fucking shoot me?" Jesus.
I know, right?
I'd live anyway.
So anyway, this guy, he's being taken around through the academy instructors area, and he's being introduced by my boss. He's like, "Hey guys, this is such and such." He's around, he's doing this stuff and whatnot. So it's me and two other instructors just happen to be at our desk. And, "Oh, cool. Nice to meet you. Yeah. If we need anything." My buddy, I'm going to call his first name out just because we tell this story around him all the time. His name's George. George decides to throw in a last minute comment as they're walking away. "Hey, let us know." And he does this with everybody. So this is not like him being funny. It's him being genuine. "Hey, if you need a hand with anything, let us know." A man doesn't have hands. So I'm like, instantly, I'm like face is just like, I'm like, oh my God. I look over at the female instructors with me, Sarah, and we're just looking at each other, waiting for them to walk away. And as they walk away, I'm like, "You're a fucking asshole." Like as soon as they walk out the door. And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Let me know if you need a hand." And I do this, like, because he had stumped my hand. And he goes, and he's like, "Should I go and apologize?" Like he was instantly, "Should I go apologize?" I was like, "No, you're fucked. Like boss is gonna have your ass." And the boss comes back later. That guy had told our boss, he's like, "I was gonna fuck with him and say, yeah, I need two." He's like, "But I didn't know if he would get the humor." Like he was looking out for us. It was so funny. One of the best moments of my life. And every time I see George, just about, I bring that up. Like we've never, and this was years ago. We never let him live that shit down. So funny. Somebody, who's going? Who's leaving? Mama G. She said it's my bedtime. She's out of here. Good
Mama
night,
G,
Mama
you're
G.
watching.
Let me see here. Somebody said, joke's funny. Lavigne, do you do security in the Air Force? I'm going to be a security guard and I want to know what is the difference. Yes, I am security forces in the Air Force, out of the 802nd down at Lackland. Very great unit. Shout out to those guys. They do a lot of great work. So the difference between being a security guard out in the public versus being security forces in the Air Force, security forces has LE powers. You have the arrest authority. So a security guard does not. Security guard is observe and report. And so that's the biggest difference, really. A security forces or military police have the ability to arrest, and then a security guard is observe and report. So, do you got anything to add to that, guys? I don't. It's really the biggest difference for me. So, all right, let's because you'll still have to do reports and stuff like that. So, no knock on security guards, guys. Security guards, that's a good stepping stone if you want to get into police work, because it's like being a loss prevention officer. Loss prevention guys, when they come into police work, their report writing ability is spot on. They're way ahead of the curve.
They're already able to articulate 6 steps of leaving a friggin' store, yada yada yada. I've done it for a while before I got into law enforcement as well, and yeah, absolutely. Their report writing skills are tremendously well.
Yeah. The Knight said, how many people have you used shooting your mouth off turn of phrase before they realize what they've done? Oh, fuck.
I never thought of it like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Well, I could just see, jokes aside, I could see Houston, Jess walking into that recovery room from being an ICU to going to standard surgery recovery and all the shit that Houston's gone through. And I could just see her face jokingly, Jess, I know you're watching. Well, Houston's jaw is wired shut right now. Probably like, woo!
I would have been like
a little bit of break, and I get to watch him draw on a board. Because damn, jokingly. And somebody asked about an hour ago, how the hell did you eat during this? And I think a lot of it was a feeding tube and IV, but
suppositories.
Suppositories.
Yeah, he had a lot of suppositories that had a caloric intake there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Houston's like, what's suppository mean?
Yeah.
Is that where Kennedy was shot?
Yeah.
So where'd he go? Joke's funny. He said, that's the reason why I'm doing it, because I want to be a police officer, and that's why I'm a security guard first. So, joke's funny. I am so glad that you found our channel, because not only us in Two Cops, One Donut, but our community. Listen to them. Listen to the people in the community chatting. They will help you become a good cop. You want to know how I know? Because they've helped me become a better cop. So listen to what they have to say. Get your police training, and good luck. Stick with our channel. If you have any questions, jump on our Discord, and we'll try to guide you the best that we can. Doesn't mean our way is the right way, but we'll do the best we can. So
y'all keep it going for a second. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll do. I am going to. I think we're going to go to the body cams. Are you ready, Houston?
Let's go.
Hell yeah. So anybody in the comments, if you got questions for Houston, just keep them coming. We're going to go through the body cam reviews now. But if you got stuff for him, let him know. We'll get it up there on the screen and we'll ask him. I am going to share what we're looking at here. Let's go over here. Shout out. Okay, so first and foremost, viewer discretion advised. And this is a shout out to Police Activities YouTube page. We get all of our body cam reviews from them. Please go like, subscribe to them. This is all body cam stuff. So this is publicly owned things. This is a Freedom of Information Act thing. We're not taking anybody's personal videos. So I am going to share this tab instead. We are going to biggie size the screen. Wow, there we go. And I am really digging. Restream just created this view, Houston. I know this is new to you, but how the screen looks right now, this is new. This is not something that we've always had. So it's cool because it gives us the ability to see each other, gauge reactions, but also the screen itself is a decent size. So I'm liking it. All right, let's get into our first video. You guys know how this goes. We don't know what the video is, what's on there. We've never watched it. You're going to get our raw reaction as it develops, and we're going to walk you through. We're going to pause often. We want you guys to engage. Houston, I can hear you breathing. You got too close. You'll get used to it. We'll get you. We'll get you. Of course. All right, let's go. Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, Florida 24 Bravo Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I know how this.
Okay, we do this a lot. This is a basic traffic stop. Houston, walk me through what you're thinking about as you approach a general traffic stop.
Whenever I approach a general traffic stop, I'm trying to look through the windows. I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to see how many people are in the vehicle. Calling out my tag number, thinking about whatever offense I've got right there, whether it's speeding or registration, whatever. Also concerned about what's going on with the driver.
Okay. Now for me, all the same stuff. Pro tip to anybody that's a cop out there, and this may be something that nobody's ever told you. I am generally calling the plate out before I ever light them up, meaning I've already got my offense.
Yes.
I already know what they have, but I'm not calling out I'm not turning my lights on to pull them over until I've already called out the plate to dispatch. And that's a safety thing. The reason why is if this guy decides to take off, if he starts shooting at me, he gets out of the car. Now they already have the plate and they have a general location of where I'm at before I've even initiated the stop. And then I can just update dispatch. Hey, I'm going to be out at the corner of 1st and Main as I get out of the car. And that's a lot less for me to do. And I'm not sitting in the seat of that driver's seat for very long. So pro tip. Did you guys practice that way too?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was always getting out of my car just as the person was stopped.
Yes.
That way I could always gauge things, and if I needed a way to escape, I could, or if I needed cover, I could get it, or we could just get up there that much quicker and get business handled and get out of the way faster.
Yep. The way looking at this setup where we're at, I'm going to go with a passenger side approach. Just to throw them off. Hope they're not paying attention. It's daytime, so it's harder to for a passenger side approach to work all the time, but I'm going to go with the passenger side approach on this one. Anybody do anything different here?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't disagree with that at all.
I like a passenger side approach because we can see their hands and what they're doing a lot better. And a lot of times they're looking out the driver's side door. I don't always do a passenger side approach simply because you want to keep them on their toes. Always a bad sign. Banning, I'll let you lead this one off.
Well, it's still a small window for me, so I'm trying to see it. The way you got the windows set up, you've got Houston on the big screen and the video. There we go. Perfect.
There we go. That's better.
Much better. Yeah. So to me, I'm looking at double yellow lines. It's probably a slow amount of traffic, but anytime you're coming up on this, why are we going to be assholes and block that lane coming through? People need to come and go as they please. It's free country. Why do we need to make a traffic hazard? For me personally, I would probably get on the PA or been a better cop and not stop them till where they've got a private drive to where they can pull over, or public drive, to pull over into where we can conduct business off the road completely, if possible. So I know I was a little late into this, about 10 seconds late, but obviously it's probably Class C or minor traffic infraction, the reason why this stop occurred. I have not seen this video.
Yep. I have not seen this video. So my concerns always as I'm approaching is being able to see into the vehicle. These are pretty dark windows, and being able to see hands. That's the only thing I care about. As I'm approaching, I'm looking at hands. If I see the driver's hands, I'm cool. I am so relaxed. But if the hands are down and hidden and stuff like that, I'm going to be on edge a little bit. Somebody asked a question. What if the driver jumped into the passenger seat just to keep you on your toes?
Had it happen. I've had it happen many. They've ran into each other where I'm looking at them through the back window if it wasn't too tinted. And if I was doing a driver approach because there was nothing on that side, or I wanted to do a driver approach, which is very rare, be like, well, let me go back around here to the other passenger side. I'd be like, all right, driver, let me see your driver's license. Oh, what do you mean, sir?
Yeah.
I'm the passenger. No, let me see your driver's license, proof of insurance, and we're not going to play games. And I want to get them back on the way just as bad as they didn't want to get stopped. I want to get them back on the way. And I'm not a big ticket rider. I'm kind of like, Eric, you don't know this. Houston is just like us. When he was getting out of law enforcement, he probably doesn't even know if he turned his friggin' ticket book back in because the dude wasn't a big ticket rider, man. It wasn't his friggin' style. We never were. Now, obviously, the school zone stuff, our next generation, we go hammer down on that, man. That's our next gen. But you still give them the benefit of the doubt. I gave them 10 miles an hour. If it's 20, I wouldn't even stop you unless you were 30 over on a calibrated K-band laser that was tested prior to my shift. And we would have a talk. Did I write everybody a ticket? No, because sometimes a talk can do a great thing. So it educates and we can go on. Sometimes a big fine doesn't do shit for anybody.
Yep. Now, in this for me, opening the door is an uncommon thing. It definitely puts an officer on edge, and especially with him looking back like this. That would get my butthole puckering, because we have seen training video after training video after training video that this is a person looking to acquire a target. So that is going to make me have a certain type of response. Now, am I going to draw down on this guy necessarily? No. I'll be like, hey, man, do me a favor. Just keep your hands where I can see you. I'm just pulling you over for X. Because usually a little information diffuses a lot. So if you're an officer out there and you're like, I would have been like, get the fuck on the ground or anything like that. Hey, listen to me and try a different tactic. Try just telling them what you pulled them over for as this is going on. Hey, I pulled you over because you were speeding. Do me a favor. Can you just show me your hands real quick? As I'm trying to walk up and keep that pillar between us and him. So use your words here. Now that the door's open, I want the door to stay open. I want to be able to see as much as I can. I don't want to shut that door. Those windows are really hard to see in. So these are the things that are going through my head as I'm watching. I'm not going to have him get out of the vehicle. I'm by myself. I want him seated. I want him to stay seated. And him having the door open now actually helps me out as long as I can see his hands. So, all right, let's keep going.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I can see one hand. That's good. I'm not getting, he definitely doesn't have a compliant tone to him, but I don't see aggressive either. So let's keep going.
But man, let me just capitalize on that. I've had a lot of traffic stops like this that they've had a bad traffic stop in the past. And me being the supervisor of both agencies where Houston and I worked, I've reviewed a lot of Houston's videos when he did his traffic stops. And we were both very good at de-escalation verbally. Somebody popped off with an attitude. Maybe they have been mistreated before by law enforcement. Maybe they're having a bad day. They're humans. We're human. They may pop off upset, understandably, but it's our job to not be offended by that and not overindulge the powers of law enforcement. You can really quickly go, man, I understand it's been a long day. I'm probably the last person you don't want to see. Here's the reason your vehicle has been stopped, and let's go from there. And let's try to let's calm this guy down. I didn't try to stop people just to take people to jail. That's not what I did. Mine was more of an education thing. And this is the reason. This is why somebody called you in. This is what it was. Because that ticket, that arrest, is that going to correct everything? No. Does it need to happen sometimes? I'm not a judge or a jury. It happens. And that's up to a judge and jury if it's right.
Yeah. And the other thing, I just saw a video on Dominic Izzo's page. I don't know if you guys watch Dominic. I highly recommend him. He's a good friend. I actually talked to him today about the specific video where the window was busted or broken. The guy couldn't roll his window down. So he opened the door and it caused this whole shitstorm and it escalated from there. So that could be another factor here. Window just doesn't roll down. And I've seen that a million times. So let's keep going.
That works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not weather. It's not.
You know what? I think this is the same video, different video or different angle. I didn't see this.
Well, this is Florida, and I know this from being stationed down there at the time in the Marine Corps and visiting my dad when my dad was in the Air Force in Fort Walton Beach. There's signs all over. Headlights on during rain. It's like no passing in the left lane. A reminder here in Texas, but down there it is absolutely lights on during the rain because they've shown that's a drop in accidents if they do that. So I understand that law. That's a law that I agree with to help see things.
I get it, but again, I now that I think that everybody's saying this is the same video, I only seen it. This guy records it too. I only seen it from his angle. So I'm going to review this the same way because I didn't see all this. The only thing I saw was once this dude's getting ripped out of the car. So I'm very curious. Yeah, let's see. So let's put it this way. That's a chicken shit, reason to pull someone over.
Agreed.
Yeah. Right now,
100%.
okay, let me tell you how I would have handled this part. Hey, bro, I pulled you over because your lights were off. Turn them on for me. It's raining out. It's kind of dark out here.
See you later.
Yeah, yep. Take off. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Have a nice day.
Hey, done.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. So that's how I would have handled this. But let's keep going.
This is inclement. It's not raining. Okay, I'm not arguing with you.
I don't like that he's saying it's not raining when I can see wetness on your car, brother. Now it could be getting kicked up from the road, but whatever. Let's not be argumentative for the sake of being argumentative. Like the driver needs a little ownership too. Okay, fair enough. Public safety, cool. Yeah, let me turn my lights on. Are we good, officer? I turned it on. Have a nice day. So okay, let's keep going.
Telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
Okay. I don't like that. Don't tell me no, I'm not doing that. That's not me looking at it as an ego issue. This is actually a legit offense. Now, I've already said I wouldn't have pulled you over. I personally, I wouldn't have pulled him over for it anyway. I wouldn't have stopped you. That's just me. I guess me and Banning are a little different on that specific call, traffic offense. But if I did, like I said, I'm not going to ask for your stuff and just say, hey, turn your lights on. But if I do ask for it and I got a legal reason to have it, citizens, for us in the audience, that's not the reaction you need either. If we're going to bridge a gap, it can't be a one-sided thing. It can't be the cops doing all this one side and you doing all this and you don't have to do anything. We got to work together. This is an actual offense. Love it or hate it. This is an actual offense. So you can't have this attitude either.
And if you look up and I'm a retard with information, but Florida uses a road base that has what's called shale, and I'm probably doing a Texas slang to it, but it's a shell base because that's a common element that they can get out there from the oceans and the sand that's laid down. So what does a shell have in it? Well, that's natural oils, and that's in that base underneath the asphalt. When you add rain to that oil can come up on top. So if that first 15 minutes of the rain, just like it is in many parts of the country, it is really, it's almost like ice in some parts of Florida. So they're trying to add that extra caution to see these cars and the light heavy rain that goes on, and while those roads are slick. So I understand why the law is in place.
Yeah. And then Mr. Billfold said it's not an actual offense if it isn't raining. See, I don't even know. I don't in Texas. This isn't Again, I don't do a whole lot of traffic, and in Texas, I don't even think this is a thing.
And-
I think we have a traffic code law about it being dark if the lighting situation changes.
Yeah, 30 minutes before sunset and 30 minutes after sunrise.
Yep.
Yes, and that's it. So to me, this wouldn't even qualify in Texas. This wouldn't qualify as you needing to have your. We don't have anything. Am I wrong? I don't think we have anything. Do you guys remember anything like that? Again,
Not
we
in
don't-
Texas.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
the
we don't
sunrise,
charge people over.
sunsets, and then obviously all through the night.
So if it is in fact not raining, which is, here's the thing, whose perception is right? I see a wet car.
Mhm.
I can literally see raindrops on the side of it. So that shit. Now we're getting into the weeds on this.
Mhm.
If
Oh,
it-
It's easy to climb into those.
yeah, is it
No.
sprinkling really light? Is that count as raining? Is there a drop or two falling out of the sky? Is that count as raining? We're in the middle on this one, and I think everybody in the audience is kind of like, well, it's not raining, but okay, we see wetness. There's something happened. There's been some rain at some point, so I'm curious what you guys are saying in the comments here. I don't know. I don't know on this one.
Good night, Freeman. Thank you for coming on again, brother.
Oh, is Freeman on?
Yeah, he's getting ready to go off.
Oh, he's taking off. Sorry, bud.
He's got to get up early.
Appreciate you, Free. Yeah, so that's the argument that we're having right now. Is it raining? Is it not raining? Right now, I can say it does not look like it's raining. His window looks fairly dry, and those look like old drops. You know what I mean?
And let me throw a statement out there. If it's not raining, and that's the letter of the law, and the officer made the stop, then as far as I'm concerned, we're in the fruits of the poisonous tree. You have zero probable cause for the stop, and that's going to be anything that goes on after this, and any wrongdoing is going to be based on that officer's actions. We're looking at the video just as y'all are. Y'all are amazing at what you look up. So if we're only looking at this for the first time at this angle. I saw a short reel, I believe.
Yeah, I saw a short. Yeah,
inside the car. But if they did wrong, friggin' shame on the cop, man. He friggin' knows better, and whatever he gets on this, and wherever it goes, then he gets.
Yeah.
It is what it is on that, man. But from what we're seeing right now, it looks like it recently or is currently, and that's where we're at on it.
I do not agree with Ario on this one. He said the road is pretty dry. That is not a dry road.
No.
That is a wet road.
I have to agree with you on that, Eric. It is at least.
Well, when you hit play, listen to the traffic going by. You can hear the wetnesses, and that could very well be a 15-minute ago rain, but it's obviously recent rain. But to the fact of the law, what does the law state on the traffic code down there? Did he violate it? Did he not? If he didn't, let him fucking go, and let's go on to the next.
Mr. Billfold's calling me out. He said, when Eric has to shift this far just to justify a victimless traffic violation in a high visibility environment, we are entering a cop's playing land. Fair enough. Fair enough. You're right. But when it comes to going to court, what do? And this one's going to go to court, guaranteed. So, but I'm with you. I already told you guys, I wouldn't have pulled this kid over. Wouldn't have pulled him over, period. End of story. Would not have pulled him over. I see people driving with their lights off all the time. Don't give a shit. Don't care. The only time I care is at night. That's when it's a big thing. But that's a wet road. It's a moist road. We'll meet in the middle. It's a moist road. All right, let's keep going.
Why did you pull me over?
It's only 35. I'm cooperative dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Guys, that's dangerous shit. Listen.
That's aggressive on the driver's part.
Yeah, that's not a good move. And again, if I'm the cop, don't double down. What do you have? You have a damn lights not turned on. Reset yourself.
Yep.
Knock on the window. Hey, listen, just turn your lights on. Have a good day. That is a lot of cop ego, though, that you have to get over.
Well, that's what I tell all my rookies and stuff that I train. Not every stop is going to be worth what you go through for it.
Yep. Now, and here's one of the things to notice. If we were at a gas station and we had somebody that is, let's say they're having a mental issue at the time, or we're trying to get them to leave the bathroom. That's a big one with homeless, trying to get them out of the bathroom because they've been in there the whole day. And let's say they did that. What are we going to do? We're not going to kick the door down. We're going to try to talk them out. Hey, man, like, look, they just want you to go. You're not under arrest, but you got to go. Like, that's how I handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, we think differently on a traffic stop. On a traffic stop, all of a sudden, it's like, no, we double down. And we see that a lot with officers. So what I would challenge officers to do in a situation like this, over such a minor thing, tap on the window. Hey, listen, just turn your lights on and we'll be good. Have a nice day. You're not conceding anything. Nothing's hurt. The problem is fixed.
Mm-hmm.
The problem's fixed. Am I way off? Do you guys think?
No, you're not. So you go back to even reviewing Houston's body camera and everybody at a couple different agencies. I saw this. I mean, Houston would do like I do, and that's why I never knew I had a problem with him. He had the 100% knowledge here. He'd pull up next to somebody in the square at our one of 3 lights that we have in the friggin' city, and he'd say, "Hey, turn your headlights on. It's dark." "Oh, thanks. Have a nice night." On, gone. And it activated because he put his back deck lights on or something to let somebody know because the light's turning green. He's not trying to do a full traffic stop. He's like, "Hey, smart guy, smart woman, turn your lights on. You may have your dash lit up on the inside, but your lights aren't on the outside, and the street lights can be deceiving for we see it all the time in law enforcement. You guys see it as motorists out on the road. Oh my God, I can't believe that guy doesn't have his lights on. He's got these little driving lights on up front. And their dash lights are on. They think their lights are on. So I used to do it as a courtesy all the time. Hey, turn your lights on. Let's not get in a wreck tonight. And it's not, to me, it wasn't worth a traffic stop, and we would just yell it out to him real quick and be gone.
Yeah. Yep. On this side, like, let's just keep it going. Let's, like I said, it's very hard. It's very hard for cops. And I don't fully know it. I think it's a self-awareness thing. I think once somebody points it out to you, you'll start to recognize it. But until somebody points it out to you, you might not realize it's what you do because it's how you're trained. And I can tell you right now, I was trained. If somebody did something like this, I'm ripping his ass out of the car immediately. I'm not going to let that door shut. I'm doing all these different things. But in my experience and training and over the years and the way that it's evolved, especially when it comes to de-escalation and things like that, look at the bigger picture. Look at what you have. We've got a minor offense, if we even have an offense. And this guy's pissed about it. Okay, nobody's happy when they get pulled over. So let's try to work it out. Hey, man, knock on the window. That's my fix for this. It doesn't mean I'm right. That's the other thing. Doesn't mean I'm right. So let me make sure I switch this back. I don't want people to get pissed off. So, all right, let's keep going.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Oh, you're supervisor.
Yep.
Units 35 units 1050 at West Palm and Commonwealth.
25 seconds. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please.
Well, I'm coming West Palm, Commonwealth. I'll be there in a second.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Your body camera's on, too. I've already told you. Okay. Right now, you're under arrest for resisting. Do you understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
Okay, part of the thing is trying to talk about what we would do. I've told you what I would do. I wouldn't have resorted to ripping this guy out of the car yet at all. I understand why the partner came in hot. You hear somebody's resisting on the radio, so you're coming to help your buddy because you don't fully know what you got. But
Right.
So let's keep going. I mean, is he resisting physically? It's what we would call passive resistance. He's not listening to orders, but he's not fighting you physically. So, on a technicality, yeah, that is what it would be. And then if it is a lawful traffic stop, you are also supposed to provide your ID. So, but let's keep going.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
Now, me personally, before I break a window, unless I think there's an immediate like safety issue, I'm going to call my supervisor.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, this is what I got.
Yeah.
I can break the window. Do you want to come out here? There's no rush right now. What is the rush? And if I can resolve it peacefully, fuck, I got all day. I'm getting paid by the hour. Why do I want to rush it? I feel like we're rushing this.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm going to break a window is the exigency, and it has to be emergency exigency. Yeah. And Houston can capitalize on this, and I know you can too, having the 3 stripes on your shoulder. If a guy calls you going into an apartment for a domestic that's exigent, and you hear something, if they're taking that time out to call you, hey, Sarge, this is what I got, it's obviously has not reached that exigency level, you know. Yeah. And so on this too, now I'm sure a lot of viewers have seen, if you look at your screen, do you see that little bit of a back window? He's giving another officer a chance. I mean, he may have not have heard him. We can argue, you know, all 3 of us all day long on this type of stop, but he's rolled his window down to start a conversation with the officer on the other side. Yeah. So I'm trying to look at this big picture because we're looking at it at a small fisheye lens of what's going on here. I'm sure the gentleman driving, it may have not been raining or something like that. And if the dude shouts out, I stopped you because you don't have your headlights on, and he knows in his mind he didn't do something right, my only advice to him is go fight this in court with the body camera footage and the footage that you have.
Yeah.
Don't make it to this situation to where force needs to be used. I'm all about protecting your rights, but man, goodness gracious, let's do it in a courtroom and try that. And if that doesn't work, put it on social media, you know, whatever you need to do to get eyeballs on it, like this gentleman did in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Brandar's comment here. He said, so call out on the mic what sounds worse to get a quicker response. I don't know that that's necessarily what he's doing, but I would have clarified. A lot of times when I tell people, hey, I got one that's not, I would have said not listening. Mm-hmm. And I would have said, you know, just get here. No need to run code. Like, that's all I would have said. Because like you said, once you've done this a while, you see the guy's rolling his window down. He's getting his phone out to record. I know I'm going to be there a minute. Like, this is not a situation where I think this guy's just suddenly going to take off. But you'll start to see those signs and symptoms of when somebody's going to take off too, hopefully. And it doesn't always happen that way. So it's the other thing is, like, I'm generalizing. Sometimes you don't know, and all of a sudden the motherfucker takes off and you're like, I didn't see that shit coming.
And a lot of that is, man, is this guy may have perceived this cop as being a flat out dick walking up. Yeah. And he may have had the you know, there's a lot of factors of just being an ass. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick in life. You know, walk up and be direct, obviously, because there's safety factors. But you can do that in different stages to where you don't come off as a complete pompous ass. And I'm not saying this officer is. I can't see what that guy's seeing. But we got to take an account of everything that's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Wade Lucero said, cop is begging. That's fun, almost as fun as making them put their little notebook back in their pocket with no name on it. Somebody said, Tim said Houston wanted to say something. Did you want to say something?
Well, the guy made a good point. I have to go back and look at the comments.
Kind of
clearly, Brian said the cop doesn't even have his headlights on. If you look, he doesn't.
He doesn't have his headlights on.
So, okay, you just blew your offense out of the water. If you're not following the law, you can't enforce that law.
Yeah, that's a good
just saying
point. Right then and there. That whole thing's ruined. Yep.
You're done. You've already blown this up.
God. Oh, I wish the driver would have thought to point that out. That would have been, he might, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure it will get to his attention based on
Yeah,
this.
that's fucking funny. Yeah, good point. Like I said, chicken shit offense.
Well, we're conducting a traffic.
Okay, so he even rolled down the back window for the other officer. And I can tell you right now, I don't just casually put my arm up on the top of the car if I feel threatened for my safety.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a chance.
So,
Right now, you need it.
No, he's under arrest.
oh, we got a question. Where did it go?
Wait a minute. Look at that car right there. Minimize that
Oh,
screen for 1 second.
Is that an old Impala? Illumina, maybe?
I'm talking about looking at the headlights on the freaking violator officer stopping him.
Right. And his
He
headlights
doesn't.
aren't on.
Yeah.
No.
And his headlights aren't on. You hypocrite son of a bitch. Oh, shit. Okay, so he said, I got a question. You guys want to allow to punch? I think what he's asking, are you allowed to punch somebody in the face on a traffic stop? Because I saw a police officer doing that. I mean, you can. It just depends on what's going on. Punching is allowed, for sure.
That's a very loaded question.
It is.
Yeah.
Truth-
You could have
truth and
so
amazing.
many different answers.
Yeah. If I'm trying
that's-
to get you to let go of the steering wheel, for instance, I can punch you in the face to get you extracted from the vehicle. I tell cops, and since joke's funny, you plan to be a cop, don't punch people. Open hand. Always use an open hand, because if you punch people, you're going to hurt yourself. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. There's a reason boxers tape their hands up, even with those big, thick pads on. They always tape their hands up because you can break your hands through a boxing glove. So, yeah. Let's see here.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
I thought that was our guy in the driver's seat saying that, but it's the guy standing over there by the window.
Yeah. So this is the second officer that arrived and is moving his partner's car, I believe.
Yeah, so it doesn't take off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
No, Harrison, I did not.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out? You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
I can tell you right now, there's no fucking way I'm going to let it escalate to ripping this guy out of the car.
Nope.
I've got nothing else other than the damn headlights. Then both two cops that fucking arrived didn't have the headlights on.
Yep.
More paperwork than it's worth, and the chance of you being the United States versus officer whatever is increasing here.
Yeah, Brandar 86, he does bring up a good point, because we say this all the time on here, fight it in court. The reason I say fight it in court has nothing to do with your paycheck. It has everything to do with your safety, because you never know the cop you're going to get. And look at what we're looking at right now. I mean, I already know what's going to happen. I've seen this. I just haven't seen the body cam view. But he says, fight the ticket in court. Cop paid to be there. Civilian has to take time off of work, fight the ticket. Citizens pay through the ride. Yeah. And that's part of the outrage. And that's why I understand. That's why I understand why this guy's pissed. He may be getting a ticket for some bullshit that he's probably planning on fighting anyway, for money he doesn't have, for going through something that he shouldn't have to go through. So I get it. I understand. And Brandar, you're not wrong. You're definitely good point. And thank you for the $5, by the way. Appreciate that, brother. Don't feel like you have to spend the money just to get us to say your comments. I would have said something about that. But yeah, this is Country Girl said, how is that possible? Under arrest for resisting when wasn't put under arrest. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, this is one of those things is like, I'm going to call the supervisor out here. I'm going to I want a fresh face too. That helps you sometimes, guys. You've already got a bad rapport with the contact officer. I'm going to step back. Hey, this is why I pulled him over. This is what I got. Can you go talk to him? And then maybe we can resolve it that way, or have the supervisor go talk to him. But I'm going to do all that before I rip somebody out of a car. And yeah, Mike's right. He said that's a scary statement. You never know what cop you're going to get. But we would be bullshitting in line if we didn't say there's not video evidence out there that you see a cop on scene. We talk about the choke slamming sergeant or the Sonia Massey boiling water shit. When he tells that lady that he's going to put a fucking hole in her head or shoot her right in the face or whatever it was he said. Do you remember that, Banning? I don't remember exactly what he said, but my reaction to another officer saying that would have been just out of this world. As soon as that Sonia Massey thing, we discussed this, Banning, because we both saw it live for the first time on Sonia Massey. The first thing that would have been out of my mouth would have been like, get the fuck out of here. Go leave the house now. I will talk to her. Leave. That's how that should have been. So
should have never been in the friggin' house to begin with.
Never been in the house in the first place. So Houston's like, what are you guys talking about? So my mom dropped $2 in there. Thanks, Mom. Pair character turning around, waving his hands, hey, you, while lowering his glasses. Oh, that's what. I'm stupid. I read the description. Okay, let's keep going.
Yes.
Just locked it up. Put the window down.
Correct.
I tried to talk to
Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess, talked to you?
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door, threw my window over, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still
and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 16.1 hours.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. Get on the ground. No, don't fucking get on the ground.
Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was on.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That's a lawful reason, bro.
Oh my God.
Even on dead weight resistance, because you have active resistance that's physically.
Yeah.
Let's look just hindsight on this. Actively resisting to where the subject in question is striking, doing things, and then it may elicit that type of response. When you have dead weight resisting, a guy just sitting in his freaking car, and I got issues with it, man. I got a lot of issues with it. I'm not IA, but just looking at this from both lenses of the gentleman in the car and then the body camera, maybe I need to be educated on Florida law. Maybe there's something that I'm not a Florida cop, but
I'm just going to say, man, I think the alleged suspect in this situation handled that a lot better than I think I would have, man, after that cop punched me in the face.
The first punch. My man went complete Martin Luther King on that.
He handled himself so much better than I think I would have.
Yeah.
I would give him that right there. Yeah. Now, there's so many things wrong with this. I agree with you, Eric. It's a chicken shit. Stop. Turn on your lights going down the road. Hey, smart guy, let's just follow what the law says. Done. 10-8.
Yep.
Secondly, to avoid this situation, all the suspect had to do was comply and say, hey, man, you know what? Here's this. He didn't have to take it to that level. But at the same time,
Yeah.
The officer didn't have to make that stop. So,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, and that's why I said if we're going to truly bridge the gap, work together. Hey man,
100%.
I don't want to give you my ID because I think this is a bullshit stop, but because I don't want to deal with that either, because you never know what the fuck you're dealing with sometimes.
Right.
There you go. Eye of the Night actually posted the law, by the way. Said Florida statute 316.2171B. During any rain, smoke, or fog, that could be the key here. The during. So, yeah. But what doesn't help is not a single cop has their lights on.
Yep.
And I can tell you, whenever you run code, your headlights usually come on, right?
And they're going to go into a wig-wag fashion.
Yeah, wig-wag, yeah. And we're not seeing any of that. So that tells me their lights.
But when you put it in park, it's going to go back to whatever the officer has it set at.
Yeah.
And if it's dark enough for them to come on, even on the Ford fleets now, those lights are coming on auto. So we can argue this 100 different ways. I think we're at a shit stop. We're not attorneys, but
yeah,
we're at a shit stop right now, and this could have been handled 100% different.
Yeah, for sure. And I another thing, passive resistive. So other officers out there listening, when you got somebody that's passive resistive, they're sitting there recording. They've taken the time to roll down the windows, not all the way, but enough to talk to you. There's a little bit of give there. Why are we breaking out the window right next to his face? I would have broke out a rear window or the passenger side window, unlock the door. Now you're going to be able to see what level of resistance he's wanting to put on from there. Because now you just knocked a bunch of glass into his face, eyes, punched him, ripped him out, punched him repeatedly again, punched him, taking him down, punched him on the ground. For a passive resistive person. Holy shit. All for what? Headlights being out. Shut the fuck up. This is why people don't like cops. I'm just saying this is 100% an ego thing. And doubling down. Doubling down's a big thing. Ego gets us in trouble, and then doubling down finishes us. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've seen enough on that. Yeah. If I were to grade this, it would be a failing grade. And I think all of those officers involved are going to be in a shitstorm of trouble. Just my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I can see several zeros being written on that check.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Now, again, like I said, the point of what we do here, guys, is to bridge the gap. And I fully think that working together, we can make things better. It's a start to make things better. It doesn't mean you're rolling over and surrendering your rights and all of that stuff. I'm just saying that if we work together, we can do better. If got to start somewhere. If you expect it to all be cops or to all be on the citizen side, we're never going to get anywhere. And that's kind of what this channel's shown, is that when we start to talk, start to work together, a lot more things can improve. So let's go to the next video. Man, I really got to pee, but
Houston, how are you on time, brother?
Oh yeah,
I'm good, man.
Okay,
I'm good.
I forgot. I'm so used to staying up till fucking 3 a.m. with all these clowns.
like last night.
Like last night, and then the 5.5 hour podcast we did the night before that.
Yeah.
Jesus, we're not doing that again tonight, y'all. Matter of fact, this is the last video. We'll be a hard stop at 3 hours. So let me see here. I got to share the screen. That's what I was looking for. Share screen. Boom. All right, biggie size. Boom. Let's go.
Colorado Springs 911. What is the exact location of the emergency?
Hi, ma'am. I'm in front of the mansion in downtown Colorado Springs. It's the mansion, the club. I'm in the parking lot of 19 Avenue 19.
Okay, and that's in front of the mansion? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm in the parking lot right now. There's an individual with it looks like a semi-automatic weapon, a black male, in the parking lot. He's screaming at some people, and he has a weapon on the side of him.
Okay. And was he doing anything with the weapon? Did he raise it at all, or is it just on his side?
It's in his hand. He's screaming at a group of individuals right now, with it in his hand, like in a threatening manner.
Okay. I do have a call started here. Just to confirm, so that gun I know you said is in his hand. Does he have it pointed at people, or is it pointed at the ground?
It's like literally in his hand, like if he was like, it's in low ready, like it's like he's saying comments to these individuals, a group of people, like if he was going to shoot this place up. And everybody's intoxicated over here downtown.
Okay, gotcha. So it's not pointed like directly at them, but it's not pointed at the ground either. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. It is a rifle. It's not a pistol or anything like that.
Okay. What is your first and last name? I do have a call started here.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave the parking lot right now. I'm not staying here just because I saw the weapon already.
Okay. And then describe that weapon. You said it was a semi-automatic rifle. Is that correct?
Yep. It looks like an M4.
Just so you're aware, it does look like we do have some officers on the way there now.
That's somebody that knows a little bit about weaponry. Because calling something an M4 is not a most people would say an AR or an assault rifle.
She's pretty much calling this an SBR, possibly with a full auto capability, which unless it's in the right hand. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So this looks like it's nighttime. Definitely looks crowded.
Street lights.
So yeah, how are you approaching this so far, Banning?
I'm going to pull up enough to where I can see the lot. I'm going to black out when I can, and I'm going to try to get eyes on the situation. Hopefully the dispatcher is able to narrow it down exactly. It doesn't look like hopefully this is most of the lot that we're seeing in the camera, but where the crowd is gathering and listening. I mean, we're doing a lot of listening as we're walking up on this. Obviously, people are upset. You're going to have that elevated screaming, etc. And you're going to be walking or running with purpose or without to cause alarm, because it may be overly indulged on the phone.
Right.
And what if it's not what that state is? So you have to have the air of caution when you're pulling up on that. Is it illegal to carry a rifle in the United States walking up and down the streets due to the Second Amendment? No. Was it miscategorized? So we have to go there as law enforcement and see, is this a threatening matter, or is it a guy that's got a rifle slung and he's in an argument with somebody? If that's the case, and you're looking over there and there's nobody actually threatened, see ya.
Yeah. Patrick said, Eric, you missed Harrison's comment. Apparently the cops wrote a false report on that last video. So that's even more damning evidence. Because that's one thing. If it doesn't match what we're seeing in the videos, you're done. Like that, either Brady list or, fired, charged, just depends. False report, I can tell you where I'm at. You'd get charged.
Yep. And you're done.
Yep. Okay.
As you should be.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, what's going on?
She pays the bills. What the fuck is you talking about?
Okay. Does anybody have a gun?
No.
Oh, why is that guy saying it's a domestic?
Who said
Ain't no domestic going on, but they're arguing.
Do you fucking see them?
They're arguing.
Over here
They're arguing,
slamming
bro.
doors on us, trying to fucking find you.
They're arguing.
She works with Josh's police. She works for CSPD.
All right.
They're arguing, bro. That's it. That's all that's going on.
Her name is Officer Sony.
We got it.
Be like, bitch, putting my work out there. Won't be telling people I'm a cop. So maybe we've got a cop involved that may make things a little different, but this is what happens. We get a call. This is one of the things that makes a difference, Banning in Houston, of having programs out there like Live 911 or Rapid SOS and things like that, where you can hear the caller versus you're only seeing the details in your text across your computer. So for those listening that don't do police work, think about it like your text message. If somebody sends you a text, sometimes it's hard to hear the tone or see what they're trying to say or how they're trying to convey it. But if you can hear somebody say that same text, if they give you like a voice memo, then you get it. You can tell if they're joking, you can tell if they're being sarcastic, things like that. It would have been highly beneficial for the officers to hear the 911 call versus reading the 911 call. Because
Right.
if they heard what we just heard, I would have taken that very serious because of the description, basically saying it's an M4 and it's a short barrel rifle and it's a ready low and all those different things that she's describing. Like, that's a very detailed description. So I would not be listening to these clowns that much because they're trying to downplay everything.
Yep.
I just heard somebody describe something very serious and very specific, and they're trying to downplay it. So let's keep going.
Okay.
Control. I promise.
All right. So nobody wants to report anything?
No, we're good, bro.
All right, guys, make good decisions.
We will.
That's an officer that's trying to clear a call.
Yep.
He doesn't want to deal with it. He's like, so nobody wants to report it? That's an officer that doesn't want to deal with anything. And I kind of see it his way. If you show up and nothing's apparent and you don't see anybody else complaining,
look in the rest of the lot, make it get in and get out. And if it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah. Sweep the area. If you don't see it, there's no need to dig too far. So I can kind of see that. Again, that makes the difference. This officer may not have heard the call. You may only have read it. So I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. I'm just trying to give you guys perspective on how we kind of look at these things.
Points!
Do you see a gun? I don't see a gun.
I haven't seen anything yet.
But that was the same guy that we were talking to earlier, right? Yes. So I'm gonna go back real quick. Take note of the outfit and the pigtails things here.
Okay.
I think it's the same guy. I'm not 100% sure. Let me go back. I thought it was white shirt.
Points!
Longer hair.
Whatever it is,
Is that the same guy?
someplace else.
Whatever it is.
No. That's the same dude, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the same dude. Okay. So he's apparently a part of the arguing crowd.
Come on, mama, stop playing, you dumbass bitch. Hey, bro, you're not helping. Just walk away.
We've been trying to de-escalate.
I know, bro. May keep going. I get it, but thank you.
Okay. You okay with that?
Yeah.
The cop's not trying to arrest anybody. He's trying to handle it at the lowest level, break up the arguments, try to use a little bit of, diffusion. And yeah, I'm okay with this so far. So that's the same guy that got highlighted. He's arguing. I can't tell if he's just trying to leave. Yeah, he looks like he's trying to leave.
He's getting something out of his car.
Yeah, he's retrieving something now. Oh, he's definitely got a gun now.
Yep.
Yep, I see it there. Okay.
What the hell is that thing? It's pretty big.
TC10 to the Georgia. That guy went back into the white Mercedes and everybody scattered.
Yeah, it did look like an extended mag on it. But the gun itself looked bigger, almost like a desert.
Like an Uzi.
Yeah, it was big.
He's hiding behind the door.
Copy. Just a little bit slow. Please start coming back towards us. Switch, you have the gun. Good one.
Charlie, code 1 information.
Yeah, the orange hat.
Yeah, I'll be black.
And gun extended mag.
What did he drop? Did you guys notice that?
Charlie.
Watch the officer. I went too far.
He's hiding behind the door.
That's running right here. If you can see my map.
Copy. Just a little bit slow. Please start coming back towards us.
So
Switch, you have the gun. Good one.
He dropped something.
Charlie, code 1 information.
Yeah, the orange hat.
Maybe his mag.
Yeah, I'll be black.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
His mag and his friggin' open belt holder.
And gun extended mag.
Put your fucking hands up. Hey, put your hands up. Get your hands up now. Stop running. He's running gun.
Oof. Yeah, that's, you can't say they didn't give this dude every opportunity to leave.
Yeah.
And apparently he wanted to instigate. Nobody had him under duress to where he needed to go retrieve a gun. He could have left. So right now I am not on the bad guy side. I'm calling him a bad guy.
I'm going to tell you, I think the police handled this excellently from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, he did not make wise decisions. And people are going to be like, well, he's running and they shot him in the back. If he's digging for the gun as he's running, he clearly had plenty of opportunities to give himself up right there. He has bad intentions. He's shown that. He went and retrieved a gun in a crowded place. I don't have a lot of sympathy right now.
Get your hands out of here!
They fired until he went down and they stopped. That's another thing to point out. I only heard a few shots, stopped, and now they're gaining site security.
Pockets now! Put your fucking hands up. Hey, put your hands up.
Okay, so this is the contact officer. This is the same guy, clearly. We know that he had a gun. I'm not seeing it right now, but it kind of looks like it may be tucked under that front.
Get your hands up now!
Okay, so his hand was in his waistband, but he put it up. I'm not seeing the gun yet.
I swear. Get the...
He instantly...
Oh, there he goes. He's digging.
Yeah, he started digging as soon as he turned.
I don't think he's got a holster on, and he shoved that down in his pants that unfortunately are not secured to his waistline, and it's probably making his pants drop, which is going to slow him down running. So he's reaching in there to grab that gun, but that's going to be a use of, are you pulling your pants up? Are you grabbing that gun? There's way too many people in this parking lot that can become victim to either officer shooting and or the subject with the gun.
Yep. So, okay.
Get your hands up now! I swear. Get the... Stop.
Yeah, he digs right away with that right hand. Yeah. And it could be him trying to hold his pants up, but you can't take that risk now. With what we've already seen, can't take that risk.
Run it! He's got a gun! Get your hands out of your hand pockets now! Get your hands out! He's got the gun right here. Give us space! You guys got it?
Yep, it's right here.
Okay, here. Wait, hold on. Let me put on gloves.
Yeah, that would be
I got it.
Professional. I mean, they instantly went into life-saving measures very quick. It's unfortunate. He made a stupid choice. But I don't blame these officers for acting the way they did. They can't take that chance. They especially can't take that chance with so many people around.
Yep. And there's a couple people that made a comment over there about the gangster grip from the officer. Let me tell you something. I don't shoot gangster, but when you're wearing, depending on the cut of vest that you're wearing, and then the crowd, and you're trying to keep your off eye to see everything going on, when you bring that firearm out, if you're going over here to grab a flashlight or communicate on the radio, it gets caught to the side a little bit, and you can see he's got a red dot on that gun. We can be accurate with that thing punched out center or coming out to the side. It's not a gangster that we see in the movies with the Mag 10 and they're dumping the friggin' rounds. That's not what he's doing. He's using a tactical. I even hate the word tactical, but he's using a tactical approach on this, which is still accurate.
Yeah, it's with the vest, something to consider that a lot of people don't know, because you guys don't wear these outer vests like we do. I'm just trying to position myself to when we stand like this and we get a shooter stance, you guys can see my shoulders pinched together pretty easy, right? I mean, my damn elbows are pinching the mic here. That's my shooter stance, right? I get into it. But when I wear that vest, it's bulletproof right here.
Comes out and turns around.
And it is so rigid.
Yeah.
So stiff.
So it's hard to get a normal. It actually alleviates the pressure that the vest is putting on your arms to cant it a little bit. It's one of those things that used to be frowned upon because we just didn't know any better, and somebody called it out, and there wasn't a lot of research that went into it. But now, especially with red dots, it's a common thing. It alleviates issues with aiming. So yeah, I don't think there's any need to keep going. It's unfortunate.
And Houston can attest to this. Anytime I took somebody to the range for a recertification, you're wearing what you wear on the street. And here in Texas, in friggin' June and July, when it's friggin' hot 30 outside, and you're sweating your ass off. You want to get through that qual, but I had them come and everything. They're on the street. Why? Because we deploy like that. We're going to qualify like it. So I'm going to get them through it as accurately and quickly as possible to get them back in their cruiser, because we have no air conditioned buildings out there or anything. But you have to wear what you do on the street, and you've got to be able to come out and do that. And I know my guys hated. I'm getting them to lay down in their nice blue patrols, and we're going through the AR-15 drills, and then we're going through the Glock or SIG, whatever they're wearing drills. And it was uncomfortable. And I did the same thing to myself. You lead by example, as well as Houston did when he was training on different things. But that's why we do it. When it comes to a situation like this, it's going to be commonplace for that muscle reaction, muscle memory when you're coming up. And unfortunately, God gave me these shoulders that doesn't fit much places.
Makes it hard to wipe your ass.
Dude, I'm not going to go there, man. I mean, you got to wad that thing up. Anyway, so when you punch that stuff out there, yeah, it's going to look a little bit to the side because your triceps are extended and everything gets big on your arms, not from being big built, just your body chemistry, and it's going to kick to the side like that.
Yep, I'm with you, Harrison. I like green dots better than red. Now, I read the description real quick. I'll just give you kind of a brief synopsis. Is basically the guy was found with a illegal Glock 17 with an extended mag in his right pant leg. So he was running, right hand was reaching down. That's where the gun was located, was on the right hand side. So that helps in the description. They also recovered another handgun. It was a loaded Glock 43 with the defaced serial number. That makes a federal offense right there. It's probably a stolen gun. That's the most common thing when we see the serial number scratched away. And then they also found the rifle in the car. So everything that was said was true. This guy was out to cause some trouble. And if I were to guess, there was some alcohol and drugs involved. But what do I know? But all right, guys, that is it's been a hell of a show.
Yep.
Been a great one.
Good show.
I think we let's see. Wade said, I disagree. Cop has a Glock, which is Browning action tilt barrel. When sideways, you will miss left because it tilt barrel. It sounds like you're describing from a position of somebody that doesn't shoot and more of somebody that's describing something they heard. I can tell you from experience, I can't. I do it at the range. It helps me. It shoots accurate. It shoots true. I shoot hundreds now on all my freaking things because I have a red dot. I tell everybody it's like a cheat code to shooting. And we don't just shoot static. We shoot and move. The targets move. We move. So for a guy like me that's an average shooter to turn into freaking John Wick, that's how I feel with my red dot. I feel like John Wick. It's hard to miss. But
what makes a freaking retard good with a gun? And I don't mean that loosely. We have a lot of people in law enforcement that, because I've taken them to the range.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy shit, man, I put a target in front of you and we're just at 10 yards, which is 10 to 25 is a long distance for a pistol to dial up accurately. And if they can't hit the broadside of a barn on that, they're not going to, you can ask Houston, I'm not going to let him back out on the street. He ain't going to let him back out on the street unless we're accurate with that. And you can't just sit there and shoot at paper. You've got to make it dynamic. They have got to move. Because what's going on? You know, if these guys only shot at paper their entire life and they're chasing after this guy, that's not paper running in front of them. They're not prepared for that situation. Maybe somebody else can get hit by that friggin' stray round. And I hate even, you never want to end somebody's life. That's the last thing you want to do as a law enforcement officer. And unfortunately, from what we read, I believe that gentleman lost his life that night.
Yeah. But I've shot canted plenty with the red dot, and I carry a Glock. What is it? 17, 19, 43,
21.
I don't have a 21. I got, what's the 40 cal? The 23.
23.
I've got a 23 that was my grandfather's that I converted to a 9. Actually, keep talking. It's in this room.
Yeah.
I'll show it up.
Yeah, I'm sure you changed the upper on it, got a new barrel and easy conversion on the Glock. But yeah, man, those Houston, man, dude, this has been in the works for a year, and because of your schedule as a law enforcement officer, it was so hard to get you here, and you're here. Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's nice.
Oh yeah,
you can see, nice. I turned it into a Boba Fett Mandalorian gun.
Which
he's engraved in the side, and I've got
why this is going to be the thing that gets us off YouTube. But
I know, right?
What sighting system do you have on that? I couldn't see it.
It's a Trigicon RMR.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, with a
Good.
cheap ass, no offense, nightstick, but your weapon mounted light system is very inexpensive. So that's what's on that.
Nothing wrong with cheap and good.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
If it works correct and gets the job done for either competition shooting or whatever
all
you're using,
And that's all this is, guys. This is a show pony. It is just for funsies. This isn't what I would carry anywhere. It's got a comp on there, slotted barrel, slotted slide, all that stuff. So it's a fun gun. It shoots very true for a Glock and good stuff. But but it's an airsoft gun. YouTube. It's an airsoft gun.
Absolutely airsoft.
Yeah, airsoft block. It's not an actual.
And it only says pew pew.
Wait, don't show it. Shit, I didn't know that, guys. They're warning me. Yeah, my bad. All right. Well, if we get pulled down, actually, we should probably end this really quick. Hey guys, real quick, if you want to support the show, I'm posting the buy me a coffee so YouTube doesn't get all of our money. So I got that in the thing. I'm gonna post the Discord. Please jump on our Discord.
We'll be on there a little bit.
Everybody, I'll probably be on there a little bit later. I want to grab a snack item, and then jump on there, and then display a firearm is not prohibited. Okay, cool. Magdump knows. Yeah, so we were just doing it for educational purposes.
Yep.
And then so what else? We've got Discord, we've got the Buy Me a Coffee, we've got Patreon coming, we've got a lot of new features that we plan to do with the Discord. So people that do have memberships are getting more for their money. Houston Gas, thank you very much for being a guest, sir. Appreciate your story.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
Shout out to Code 3 Technology one more time. Clay Jespin and all his people. Great people. If you're a cop out there,
pretty good dudes.
I will do my own inspirational ad that I'm making up for Code 3 Technology right now. If you're looking for the Amazon Prime of police technology and firefighter and first responders, find Code 3 Technology. That's the best way to describe them from an amateur. So
based out of the great state of Arizona, and now Houston is the Texas director of sales. You reach out to Houston Gas at code3technologies.com. Am I right on that, Houston?
Yeah. Let me pull up.
Yes, code3technology.com, and you can find any and all of our information. And if you're an agency head, understand this. We don't want to sell you anything but a good relationship, and know that we will be there to take care of whatever your needs are. We sell solutions. We don't sell products.
Yep.
I like it. And before we go, this is what we're talking about. Code 3 Technology. Make sure you guys check out their page. See what they're all about. Wonderful place. Get your stuff there, and just know that the people selling it to you have all done the job.
Hey, Houston,
every one of us.
I think we need to demo a couple of those drones. Let's text Clay tomorrow. Make sure we can demo a few of those things here. So
put an old face with the name right there.
Yeah,
let's get it done.
You're already up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He's got his daughter there, and it's awesome, man. They're one of the greatest organizations I've ever seen, and I love so much that they hired Houston. All I did is intro them, and Houston pulled it in, man, for the win. And it's they're blessed to have him, and Houston is blessed to have them. And it's a match made, man. It's beautiful.
Well, Houston,
it's fantastic.
I think overwhelmingly everybody loved you, loved your story, and would more than willing to have you come back on. So.
Hey, anytime you'll have me, I am ready and willing. Thank you guys. And everybody out there that listen, thank you for listening. And, whether you like us, love us, hate us, doesn't matter. Let's just come together. Okay. We can agree to disagree sometimes and still be friends. Okay.
Hell yeah. I like it. In a culture that seems to not, if you disagree with somebody about one thing, they write you off. That's not the way to be.
Yep.
We can disagree and still be friends and still work it out, so.
And Houston, when we go off, man, stick around for a minute and we'll chit chat.
Gotcha.
Everybody that's watching, man, thank you all so much for coming in, taking the time away from your family to do this. We appreciate it more than you'll ever know.
Yep. Man, I wish we could get Houston on the Discord right now, because I would love to just have our offline chat in the Discord. But
we'll
all right, guys.
talk about it when we go out. Maybe you can download it and get on there for 10 minutes before he goes to bed.
We'll get it figured out, guys. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Have